Silo! And welcome. Whoop, that's gonna... There we are. There we are. Hey guys, welcome. How is everybody doing? Welcome back to a little bit of Chrono Trigger, as we should be. Happy Sunday to everyone. Hopefully you all have had a wonderful weekend. I don't even know what to say. We've been busy this weekend. Yesterday we had a birthday party. One of my daughter's best friends had his whatever birthday. Don't know which one it is. It was his September birthday. There you go. And his September birthday of 2022. Stay tuned. He'll have an October birthday too. No, that's really wrong. No. But yeah, like we went to a birthday party and did all that good stuff, and then yesterday, I don't know, we did maybe a little bit of house cleaning and such, and a lot of napping because we were worn out. But yeah, we were busy for part of the day for sure. We did a lot of running around throughout the middle of the day, which always when you do running around, it like ruins your entire day because you're spending all of that time like just going around and getting things done. And yeah, we got back and I think we both Coffee and I passed out on the couch, and I don't know if we let the kid just watch TV or what, but whatever. I just got here and I'm already triggered. Absolutely stitched. I'm glad that we could do this to you. So happy that we could do this to you. Yeah. Today we did a little bit of packing and stuff and cleaning. Well, we're running out of things to pack, which I guess is a good thing. But it also was a reminder that, like, ending here soon, we're going to be running towards the end of, like, regular streams. Probably, and I was talking this over with Coffee, what will probably end up happening is we'll probably finish Chrono Trigger, and if there's any time left, I'll find just a silly game that we can do little bitty runs. Currently, I'm playing Undermine. I think it's a really good kind of game just to play through and just look at and whatnot. And we'll play that and do some stuff with it and go from there. So, but yeah, welcome back to Chrono Trigger. If you have missed the last couple streams, then let's kind of talk about everything and get you caught up. The last stream that we were at, we went to the 600 AD and fought Magus and have now been thrown into an icy land. We were attempting to stop him from creating Lavos, and then we found out that he wasn't creating, he was summoning, and that Lavos had been here. He had been here all along. Oh, ha 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 ha. But yes, Stitched, I hope you're having a good weekend, sir. How are you doing? How are things? Alright. And here we are. You need to beat this game. I think I got near the end and then just kind of got lost. Can't even find the dang time car thing. Okay, well, you're not towards the end then. If that's where you're at. we're probably about mid-game-ish. So, not bad. Had an okay night of DoorDash. Good. Good times. Now, we're probably about midway, maybe on the 60% time. We had the car at some point. Okay, well, hopefully, everything that we do here, you parked it and it got lost. Dude, where's my chrono car? Hopefully you'll get a chance to see where you need to go with all of this, so hopefully. Again, we are playing on original hardware. I got the Super Nintendo controller wired right here. It's wired up to a machine with a nice little red light on it, and if I jack around the controller too much, it will destroy the wiring inside of it, as we have seen already. So, without further ado, we will be here. Oh, that's right, we aren't in Icy Land yet. Oh, I forgot. So we have to go and search for, the Tyranno layer. But we don't know that yet because I'm dumb. Okay. Alright. Here we are. Reptiles take, reptiles hurt all who fight. What do now? Alright, purple people. They do look pretty though. Reptiles follow Ayla. Ayla bad luck. Those who fight, killed. Also rip about that too. Welcome Draco, how you doing, sir? Old man. Ayla, this your fault. Look at the mess. Reptiles follow you. So village now ruined. Ayla feel bad. Reptiles strong. Wait, reptiles strong. They live long time before us. They smart so we hide. But Ayla say fight together. Ayla still fight. Ayla fight while alive. Win and live. Lose and die. Rule of life. No change rule. Old man breathe but dead on inside. How's that for an insult? Ayla you strong. Can make big talk. We no have power. No, have power. We fight, gain more power. They just explained JRPGs right there. Ayla help you, but need Dactyl. Give Dactyl. Need Dactyl? Go to Tyranno lair? That reptile's place. Dangerous. Ayla won't die. Want to live, so go there. Ayla be okay. Give Dactyl. Give Dactyl now. No. Okay. Go to Dactyl nest and Keeper will help. Careful. Tired but too early to sleep. I could have easily have laid down at about 8:40. So what, like 30 minutes ago and taken a nap. But then I probably would have missed stream, which probably would have been a bad idea. So, thank you, old man. Bye. See you later. Have a nice day. Okay, so we are wanting to get specifically some new armor. So we're going to be having... Let me see if I've got the trading stuff right. Well, maybe not. I want to say that we can do... Oh, are we not going to be able to get new stuff? No. Because, okay, so one of the things you want to get, it's like 10 of each item. And so, you do 10 of all of these, and it'll allow you to get for... Wait... That's a better sword. Okay, yeah, I stand corrected. We need to do new things. But I will probably have to grind for a little bit of this stuff. It's 10:15 here, so could go to bed. Then I miss everyone streaming. Miss everyone streaming. Who all is streaming tonight besides me? Kadasha's usually doing his movie thing. Let's see, Dream Gun, no. Still want trade. Pedal and horn. I may have to, depending on what all this stuff gives, grind for items. Let's get the dream, bro. Okay, yes. Let's do the first and the third. Oh yeah, it's Sunday. Lost track of the days of my week again. Rip. Again. There's your rip. Nah, I understand, Draco. Alright, we need to do Fang and Horn. Let's get the blade. And then let's see what Fang and Feather gives us. Something good? Ruby Vest. No, I don't need a Ruby Vest. Alright, and then we actually have plenty of those. Horn and Feather Rock Helm? No, don't need that. Okay. So good. Let's equip our new weapons. Yeah, look at this difference here. 77 to 92. Heck yeah, we're gonna go and do that. Okay, and then Marley is going to go to Dreambow. Okay. Is everybody at full health? Yeah. Alright, so, one of the things later on, and I don't think we can do it right now, but later on you get a chance to get ruby armor, and you have to have 10 of everything. And so I'm kind of wanting to go ahead and get that stuff put together now, or at least 1 or 2 times through the hunting grounds, just to get the items. But otherwise, things are good. Plus we get to listen to this killer music. My only complaint about this is they always restart the music every single time you go into battle. I almost kind of wish it would be a constant soundtrack kind of going on in the background. There's something about it's just very... I don't know, it just sounds so good. Alright, alright. We'll come up here. Hopefully I can get the new. But, yeah, things have been good. This upcoming week's gonna be neat. We gotta go through and clean out our barn. And when I say barn, it's not an actual barn. It's a barn-shaped building, but it contains almost all of our, like, extra outdoor storage. That's next up on moving list, you know? And then after that, I don't know, we got maybe a few other little bitty minor things, and then we're kind of running out. Most of call it that shed, but that's the thing, was we actually have a shed as well. We have a barn and a shed. And that one is shed-shaped, okay? It's... Alright, are you over here? No. I don't think we're gonna make it to the other side of the map quick enough. Don't be here. Come on, come on, come on. Get it. Okay. This guy's awesome. I love him. Okay. But yeah, we actually have a shed and a barn. The shed has the our yard tools and well, really just that, right? A yard tool, lawnmower, things like that. And then the barn contains like my tool chest and some big heavy machinery, power tool-y stuff, and you know, them thingies. Oh goodness, I'm green screening out here. But yeah, those things. And yeah. And even then, we put some of our yard tools inside the barn because it's got a lot more storage in it. It's about 4 times the size, I think. Both of them are in pretty bad shape, so... But, you know, whatever. Can't relate. Our lawnmower's chained to the fence. Oh, okay. Well, we have a place specifically designed to hold our gasoline and other stuff. So, can you live in the barn? Not as it sits right now, but eventually, yes. Just let us move out first, and we'll get all of our crap out of it. That would probably be the best, because right now it's like impossible to even get around in it, because I have a one of my stepmother had given me one of her father's old, it's a table saw of some sort, and it's old, it's ancient and antique, and it's extremely nice, and until I get that out, it is taking up a ton of room in that shed. So we had it in the shed at one point. Someone kicked in the door and stole it. Oh no. That's fair. Alright, let's go kill some rocks. Oh, I'm sorry, a schist, not a rock. Or it can kill us by being smashed by an ape. Of course. But, well, Stitched, I'm sorry you've never beaten this. This is actually a really cool game and definitely worth playing. Honestly, it's probably... you've been here for all the streams, right? So you've heard me talk about it. This is like my favorite game, so... One of those that I've enjoyed playing for years and years and years. It never gets old to me. So now it's changed the fence along with the grill with a sign on saying, "Smile, you're on camera," and an oil pointing to our security camera. And yet... Alright. Avian Rex. I think these guys are weak to lightning, too. Or ice. Or both. Lightning's really cool. Lightning in the prehistoric era is like one of the best things ever, because like every one of the dinosaurs, as soon as they get hit by it, they get stunned. And either it lowers their defense, or they just take extra damage, or they don't move, whatever. Alright, rocks. Let's go beat up some more rocks. Smile, you're on camera. Man, that's good. And yet, how many people actually, I don't know. I guess it's deterrent enough, so. Used to be a site that says you can't see me, but my site sure can see you. Oh my god. Apparently you aren't allowed to throw. I mean, it's Ohio, so you never know. About the only other... I would expect that there, okay? About the only other thing that I would expect to only other place I would expect to see that would be, like, in Florida or something like that, so... Nothing against Floridians, but... Damn. I wonder if I can do this. Kill the ape. Florida is where Ohioans go to die. This is where a lot of people... It's where a lot of people, old people, go. And I found it out. I don't know... Well, I don't know why exactly they choose Florida, other than Florida. But, I did find out this, because this is just a weird tidbit of information. Do you know what one of the most sold things in Florida is, clothing-wise? Jackets. Why are they sold? Because old people get cold at night. And so they sell a lot of jackets there. Welcome to just a little bit of information that you didn't need to know, but now you will impress all of your co-workers or something. Honestly, my favorite fuck you to people who have no business near my house is the one where I scared the shit out of some kids for throwing my rock. Oh goodness. Why were they throwing rocks at a dog? Other than, again, Ohio. And maybe that's the answer right there. Because Ohio. Oh, I need to find out what my techs are. Where we're at. I don't think... Oh, Mesomail would be nice. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Dark Mail. Oh. Well, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Because they're assholes and their parents let them do shit. That is definitely a thing too. It's amazing how like so many kids and so many parents, I should say, let their kids do stupid shit. Like, man, I hope that when my daughter gets older and she's like being able to go around and roam the neighborhood by herself and whatnot, I don't know if that'll ever be a case. People here, no, just no. But, you know, if it was ever the case, if that was happening, I would hope that, like, I don't want that. I would, ooh, ice suit, yeah. I would hope that if that was ever the case, that, like, she would know better not to be a complete jerk to people. Will it happen? Don't know, but still, you know? I told them a few times to leave my dogs alone. They threw a rock at me, so I threw an arrow at the tree. Oh my god, what, an arrow? Like you took out a bow and arrow? Wait, did I miss this? Like, wow, like, did you actually use a bow, or did you, like, you lawn darted at them and it just happened to stick in the tree? So I had a target on the shed. That's funny, dude. I'm pretty sure that... Did they shit themselves? I mean... Don't even think about leaving us behind. No, I'm not gonna. I was out practicing while the dogs were playing. Ah, and then they were being it. Okay. Well, thankfully you were aiming at the tree and not them. Of course, this is when you usually pop up and say, I was aiming at them, I was still a bad shot. One pissed themselves. Oh, that's great. Did the parents come by and say anything? Because I'm pretty sure that would have been, like, I don't know, around here, if that happened, like, the parents would come up and show up to your front door with a shotgun and, like, probably do something. No, the cops did. Okay, well, that's... Like, you can't prove that happened. No, here, they just won't call the cops. They'll just come right after you. Can't let you go long. It's payback time. Alright. So, Ayla have strong friends. I'm gonna point this out, because some people don't know this. If this is their first time playing the game, which I can't use my mouse to show you this, because I don't have a mouse button. It's something I need to do. Up here in the top right hand corner of the screen, there's like this little bitty red flashing thing. That's important. Just pointing that out. Ayla have strong friends. Ayla have strong friends, and they go and beat the bad guys. I ended up having to sit there while they called my parents because I was 16 at the time. So it was a mess. I imagine so. However, you might have dodged a bullet there because had you been 18, they probably could have arrested you or something. Alright, yay, look, we can do things. Look, we can land on this and do absolutely nothing. So in the DS version of the game, there is the Lost Sanctum or whatever. The extra bonus stuff is over on this side of the map. And then of course you have this, which this will come into play later. But this is probably the one thing, if I had any complaint with this game, it's that I really did not feel like there was a lot to do in the 6500 BC. There just really wasn't. A 65 million? Billion. Whatever I said. 65 billion. No, million. Shit, I can't read numbers. That's probably like the one thing that I don't like about it. I mean, there was, but there could have been so much more. They could have anyways, but my dad was like, yeah, no, you want to see our camera footage? Because he believed me when I said the kids were throwing rocks. Oh, wow. Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, I'm glad nothing kind of came from that. I mean, I'm sure something came from that. The kids stopped throwing rocks at the dogs, and yeah, which is what everybody needed in the first place, so. Alright, you want to listen to some really badass tunes? You know what? This game, like, it's got a lot of really good music. This music right here is the best when it's played in-game. I have yet to find an orchestrated version that is near as good as the actual OST for the game. Because, like, there's a certain thing they try, and it just never quite makes it. Let's enjoy. It's just so good. I think he might have got a ticket kids' parents have to pay for us to take both dogs to the vet to make sure they weren't hurt. Oh no. Because their kids weren't in school? That's funny. Alright. Hey, damn it. I'm not used to Chrono not being the first one on here. Stop throwing things at me. This guy's gonna go pick up the other ape, you watch. Oh, maybe not. By the way, Ayla is such a badass in this game. Probably one of my favorite characters, except for the fact that she doesn't have magic. But still, she makes up for it with her, like, kick-ass everything. Meanwhile, I got out to the school. I got out of the school fine because I did school online. Just had to show him my schedule. Wait. Did they have online school back then? Because I know that you're... Hold on. Yeah, did they have online school back then? Wow. I guess so, because that would have been... I would have been in college, right? Or, well... Actually, I think it would have been out of college. And when we were in college, online stuff was just starting to take off. Just starting to. Not quite, but... Okay. Apes! The apes are coming to destroy the reptats. And Chrono's going to be using a lot of lightning in here. So spring of '07. Yeah, see, back in college days, we had started doing online stuff, but it was still fresh. Like, we still hadn't quite, just hadn't quite gotten there yet. Alright, guys, come on out. Bye. They did have online stuff where you could, like, register. I think you could take some quizzes and stuff online. You could turn in work online, like upload for the teachers. But that was about it. Yeah, and then probably not long after. Well, not that long after we were in college, I think they were actually doing, like you said, full classes online, so it was a mess and a half. The state shut down the one I went to because they were fudging enrollment numbers. Oh, God. Okay, yeah, that is pretty bad. That is pretty bad. Thanks for being the main course. These guys are gonna eat the guy. It's the apes. Alright, alright. Check us out. We can lightning your face. Best thing ever. That was also when I was going... Wait, where I was going when an English teacher tried to fail me because I wrote an essay talking shit about Twilight. Really? About how the series is very poorly written and depicts teenage romance in such a way that is very unrealistic to most teenage girls and gives them unrealistic expectations, and yet that never mind. I digress. Get back. All right. I love this part. So can't break the door open. So what do? We climb over it. And why can't Kino do this? Because Kino is horrible. Yeah, terrible influence for its target audience, romanticizing stalking and abusive relationships. Yeah, see, and look, I never read the series. I think Coffee read the first half of the first book and she died laughing. Like, she didn't die, but as the phrase goes, she was like, I don't know if she ever finished it, but she said she had a hard time making it through because it was so hilarious. It's like, this is not the way that Edward was that his name? The way he was portrayed was like horrible, and it was just hilarious the way that they did it. I read them entirely to talk shit about them in an academic paper. Look, you know, it was, okay, I'm fast-forwarding through all the dialogue. I don't know why, but yeah, it's happening. Also, let's just break out of jail. You know what? I wonder, I don't even know who the author was. I don't even care. We're strong and we don't lose. Yay. And... item. I got a mail too at one point, right? Nope. Just kidding. I think I already equipped it. That'd be helpful. But yeah, like I find it interesting that that like so many people held it in such a high regard, and I really want to say that they were trying, like the teacher was trying, that the author, I'm gonna go and heal again, by the way. I want to say that the author was trying to ride on the curtails of like the Harry Potter crowd and try to get something that was semi, I don't know, like semi not fake, but like mythical or whatever, magical, and then also go on that whole idea of let's do teen romance, which I don't know. I've never read a romance novel really anyway, so I can't really say much. But I've always gotten the idea that romance novels are typically just trashy in general. And just to make an entire, like, book that's the center of the theme, just like, that to me just seems shady. But, you know, whatever, that's... Somebody saw a market for trying to make money, and apparently they figured out the formula that worked. And trashy romance novels are popular within the adult realm. Why can't they be popular within a, 12 to 18-year-old females that are lonely? Because I really think that was the target audience. Hate romance novels and don't have something else going on. I mean, I don't know what else to say, because, like... Alright, I always forget which way to go first. Always forget. Dang it. Okay. So, fun fact, if you attack these guys first, they will blow themselves up, basically. My favorite series technically is a romance series, but most of the focus is near-future science fiction with the main character being a homicide detective. See? That has something else going on for it. Absolutely. There is nothing wrong with that. Alright. But yeah, I do like a good detective novel. And I'm trying to, let me rephrase that. I do enjoy a good mystery. And if it's got science fiction in it, I like that too. I am all about that. I don't think I'm trying to remember the last time I read, like, a quote-unquote serious... Shit. Did the wrong one. Hey, guys. It's nice to see you. Have fun throwing a reptile in my face. I am trying to think of the last actual serious non-science fiction, fictional, but like non-science fiction type book, non-fantasy book that I've actually ever read. I'm having a hard time coming up with a name. Because I really don't remember. Because almost everything I've had has some sort of science fiction on it. Alright, which side did I do? The right side? Because I have totally forgotten now. Because I have forgotten everything. By the way, those are the guys that we dropped down there. Contrast with the Dumpster Fire series I read out that started good and then devolved badly. And oh, yeah. I want to say I remember you talking about that in Kadash's Discord at some point. Damn it. Are we not over? Are we really doing this? We're really doing this. Okay. I want to say I remember when you mentioned something like that. It's been a bit, that's for sure. No, the last series that or the last book that I read, granted, it's been a while, because I started taking my Switch to work, and then I started napping at work, and then, yeah, just in general, stupid, like, stop reading. But the last series that I've been reading on was Anne McCaffrey's Dragon Rider Supern, and that's a fun series. Like, I recommend that one. I ranted about it a lot because I have opinions, and the next dumpster fire that comes out, I don't know. That's fair. You know what? These guys are pretty and purple, and they're gonna die. Pretty and purple and gonna die. But yeah, Dragon Rider Supern. Specifically the White Dragon, I think is the one that I'm technically on, that I keep on, like, forgetting to get into, like, forgetting to go back to read. Now, most of the times, the problem I was having was I would pick it up to read at lunch, and then, like, I'd start falling asleep, because, well, I'm a streamer, and I stay up later than I should, playing games, and, yeah, I just dying, dying to sleep. So, yeah. Oh, hi, just random, one enemy. Nice to see you. Love to slash your face. Yep, just like that. If I'm still unemployed, then I might be getting a very drunk and doing a dramatic reading of it. Oh my god. Alright. I hate this room. There is no good way through this room. Damn it. He got there first. Let's kill the pterosaur before it actually starts doing some nasty business to us. But yeah, like, in the realm of books and series to read, that one was... I read that one, and I'm trying to remember what I read before that one. It might have been Christopher Paolini's, Inheritance Cycle, which... That's a fun series, too. Also about dragons. I don't think I can get there. Yeah. I hate this maze. There's like only one way to get half of these items. Tuh! How do I get there? I don't remember. Ceratopper's good though. That's a really, really, really... I would say nice, but it's actually not that much nicer than what we got. Damn. Damn. Got it. Please don't kill it. Yeah. There we are. Just the series started out so good. I was having fun reading about the weird lady who raises zombies for a living to help solve crimes and legal disputes while moonlighting as a vampire executioner. But no, the author decided she'd rather write about everyone. Oh, okay, yeah, sure, about everybody just fucking around. Nice. Classy, right? Always classy. Dang it, how the fuck do I get to this? Come on. I said there's like one specific direction you can go to actually get to that corner, but I don't ever remember what it is. It's not there. We will find it. There it is. See? Got it. Knew we'd get it. This looks like a nightmare. It's really not too bad. I'm not a big fan of this room just because it's impossible to see where it actually warps you on it. But once you kill all the enemies in there, it's really simple. Like, let me phrase that. It's not simple, but it is easier. Oh, you're gonna kill it! Don't kill them! Oh, if he kills them, he... Okay. Now, honestly, this room's not bad, or that room's not bad. It's just 2 battles, and then it's jumping around and trying to figure out how to get the 3 treasure chests. 3? Maybe 4 that exist in there. Yes! Yes! My favorite dual tech. So Rock Throw is just amazingly good. Rock Throw combined with like Ice 2 is amazing. Which I think is cool. Ice Toss? Cube Toss or something like that. It's so good. Do 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 do. Alright. Please don't kill it. Damn it. I think I'll only get one of them. Yeah, that's gonna kill it. Dang. But yeah, like, I don't know. I'm not sure what my next book will end up being at this point, because I know at some point I'm gonna get back to reading. I would love to go back and probably finish out the Anne McCaffrey series and get those done. My mother keeps on insisting that I read. I don't remember what it is. I don't remember the series name or whatever. But apparently it has something to do with, like, it's the future and there was some big, like, virus that went in, like, wiped out, like, the majority of the human population. Not all of them, but the majority of them. And after that happened, like, a whole bunch of, like, werewolves and vampires and whatnot actually come out to live or something like that, and they come out into society. They had been there all along, but they had been, like, living in secret because, well, I mean, who wants to... Please don't... Okay. Who wants to, like, have a freaking... vampires in, like, the society? So, like, all these mythical creatures or whatever started coming out and doing their thing. And, basically you've got, like, I don't remember if it's, you've got kind of like a detective, or they got, like, somebody who's following the story of all of these things, but they're basically trying to make it so that, like, the two different ones. Until you do, like, vampire stories. I wish I could remember what it is. It's, like, set 100 years in the future. And again, it's, like, just seems so good. Let's do that. Yay! Do 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 do. Okay, we gotta fight these guys again. Oh, good. But yeah, like I said, I don't remember the name of the series, and I feel bad for that because totally worth checking out. And now I'm gonna have to look it up. But yeah, supposedly it's set 100 years or so in the future. Combines humans and mystical, probably not mythical. Mystical creatures, fey creatures, I guess, maybe a better word for it. Combines them all into like one storyline, and it talks about the interactions between them. It might be a detective story kind of thing, but I'm not sure on that. That one is a bit unknown. Look at this bastard. Hey Lex, how's it going? I'm doing good. I'm doing fine. Thank you, sir, for asking. We're talking about books and all sorts of fun things here. Right now we're talking about, like, what was the last book that you read? Last one that... I say what's the last one? The last one that I read was... Hi! Azalea's in the back. Alright, let's... He looks nice and buffy, so we're going to heal up. We would have done it anyway. Alright, and do I have any magic tab? I do have a magic tab. Hells yeah. Yeah, I was saying that the last book that I think I read on was Dragon Riders of Pern, The White Dragon by Anne McCaffrey. Did I save? I trust myself, but still. Last one I read was Before I Die, which is depressing, and I didn't know I wanted to read it. Oh no. Just finished the newest episode of House of the Dragon. Did you watch it in Liz's Discord? I have to ask. I haven't watched any of it yet. I'm one of those guys that, like, I will watch it in about 6 months. After it's been out for a while. Finished Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Now on to Kingdom Hearts 1. Nice. Kingdom Hearts 1 is just, it really hits it nice. I kind of wish that they had stopped at 1, honestly. Because after that, it just seemed to all go downhill. 2 was good. 2 was good, but... Alright. Lightning, and now we have fun destroying Nazbel. Smash! Look at that, 1500 damage. I watched my own, but I joined your Discord chat for the chat afterwards. Oh, that's good. You wouldn't have your favorite Kingdom Hearts day, which is the Days one. Look, here's the thing. If they stopped at 1, and they didn't make any of the other ones, you wouldn't have known that those existed. It's the paradox of gaming right there. But I think, honestly, it's after all of that, the story started getting so freaking convoluted and difficult to follow. Like, after Kingdom Hearts 2 especially. And then they started, like, you couldn't ever figure out where everything was. Is it this one? Is it that one? Where's the correct time frame? You name it. Plot of Kingdom Hearts is so confusing, it's easy not to explain it. Yeah. Stop hitting everybody, Nizbel. You know what? I'll Volt Bite you. Disclaimer, is the only Kingdom Hearts I've played through all the way. 1 was good, honestly. 1 was very good. 2 was very good, but it got really confusing because it's like, well, I don't want to ruin anything if you haven't played it. Come on, thank you. I mean, 2 was also really good, but, then you started getting into other ones. Like, they did a good job. Like, from what I understand, Chain of Memories was really good on the DS, but as soon as they tossed it on, like, the PlayStation remake or whatever, or the whatever they are, then it, like, completely ruined a lot of the experience. Let's do this. Let's see. I'm gonna pause it because the active time battle stuff. Let's get caught up on chat for a little bit. Let's see. But then there'd be a huge Roxas-shaped hole in my heart that I didn't know what to do with. Yes, but okay, so you do know about Roxas. I've never played the Days one. So, last book I read was Big Magic Creative Living Beyond Fear by Elizabeth Gilbert. Let's see, you're telling me I'm trying to sort out which one's okay and which one's to skip. Honestly, like, Chain of Memories was not bad, but, like, the new version of it, where they got rid of the card aspect is still there, but it's real time running around and using the stuff. It makes it a lot more difficult to play. It's still necessary if you want the story, but, like, they should have left it with instead of remastering it or remaking it so that it was more action based, they should have left it as a card game and played it or sold it as that. If you got the DS version, go with it for sure. I'm good at debating going to bed. Oh god, I've already bored Draco to bed. Never mind the fact that it's like 11 p.m., but yeah. Know a fair bit about Kingdom Hearts, just haven't actually played them. Yeah. There's a lot there. Like, at some point or another, I've got to look up a lore video, or videos. So at the moment, I have Birth by Sleep, 1, 352 Days, Chain of Memories, 2, Recoded, and 3. See, I haven't touched 3 yet. I heard that 3 is more of the same, you know? No wonder I've been playing Chain of Memories on the DS as a kid, but on PlayStation it's okay. Yeah, dude, like, the first time I played Chain of Memories was on the 4, and I say first time, the only time I've ever played the Chain of Memories was on 4, and I looked it up because it was like dog hard, and I was like, what the hell is this? Why is this so difficult? And I looked it up and it's like, well, when they made it for the PlayStation, they changed all the mechanics around. I believe in 358 too, you can play as the organization members. Sounds about right? Okay, hold on. Does this directly go to, or do we have, yeah, we got more battle. Okay. Lore is simple, there's Sora, and then there's not Sora, and then not Sora, and female not Sora. Oh god. And unfortunately, that is too true. Oh man. It's one of those, like, FF7, I know a bit because of the early 2000s internet culture, sipping all the yeah. Yep. Look, I would be completely fine if they were all like that, honestly. Okay. I would like this, and that. And then I would like to shelter. And to save. And I really did not mean to do that, but okay. We'll do this. And bye, cat! Oh no, that's not where the cat falls down. Okay. Like, I remember just seeing Roxas and going, okay, this is different. What the hell's up with this? And then there was, like, a whole storyline behind him, and there's this whole, like, all sorts of stuff going on. And I'm like, what the hell is this? Yeah, that was... Kingdom Hearts 2 was a completely different experience for me. Because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what was going on. I think some of it might have been explained a little bit in the DS versions of the game, and I was like, oh shit, I don't know this. I don't know what's going on. And it really made me want to actually play the... forgot about this. I really wanted to play the DS versions, but unfortunately at the time... But growing up in my household was like... Video game systems were kind of not a thing, okay? They were a thing, but like, I had to buy everything on my own. And when you're a 12-year-old or 10-year-old and you have to buy your own system, like, you're broke all the time. And so, yeah, the fact that I got a Game Boy was like some rare thing. At one point, I begged my mother so that she would get me a Game Boy Color for my birthday, for like my 17th or 18th birthday, okay? Because I didn't have the money to do it. I wanted a Game Boy Color, and she was like, okay, fine. This is the only one you'll ever get. It's like, really? I think Days takes place before Kingdom Hearts 2. I know that Chain of Memories takes place before Kingdom Hearts 2. I fell asleep for like 2 hours on stream today. Wait, 2 hours? Wait, while you were streaming? Whoa. No. That could be bad. I think Twitch has terms of service against that. Be careful. It'll be fine. Just put your title to taking naps in the category to sleep, and you'll be fine. Or ASMR. They're listening to you snore. So you're here at last. This is it, then. The showdown. Today, there shall be a conclusion. Will it be the reptiles, or you silly apes who end up ruling the world? Strong survive, Ayla strong. Ayla fight. That is not nice. You hear that lovely voice? You'll soon become best of friends. People who actually stream themselves napping, it's interesting. Really? I know that, what was it, like, April Fools, was it this year? Or last year they made a whole category for sleeping or napping or something like that. They made one for Pizza Party, they made one for a couple different things. And they were true, like, true things. Like, they existed. They were there. But, yeah. Yeah. Probably shouldn't do that anymore. This category's still there, so people do. Okay, well there you go, Lex. Next time you feeling a bit drained in the middle of the stream, just be like, all right, tell you what, we're gonna switch this over to napping. It's all good. You can pick the sound effects. This is one of those, sound effects are disabled for the first 30 minutes of stream, after which you can play them and try to wake me up. That would be... Let's play a game. First person to wake me up gets, I don't know, a gift card to Dairy Queen. I don't know. Somebody would do it. They'd play for that. Solid plan. Solid plan. Yes. Welcome in, Castle. Alright. So, okay. There is a spot in the future where, well, I don't want to. There's a spot in the future of this game that I don't want to talk about because I don't want to ruin something for somebody who hasn't played the game. There. That happens. That's why I get to to stream for 3+ hours. That's what you get for streaming for 3+ hours. Dude, my... After 2, my ADHD really starts kicking in. I can focus through mine. I don't know what it is, but my problem is like the opposite, right? Like, I get lost and I forget what's happening around me. And suddenly it's 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm going, well, hell, how am I'm on a boss. I need to finish this boss. So I finished a boss and I'm like, all right, let me get to the next spot. And then I get there and it's like, wait a second, I should get to the next spot because there's like a good checkpoint that's over here. And again, that's, I haven't done a 7-hour stream in a long, never mind, I did one for Elden Ring not long ago. 7-hour streams are not a normal thing, but they used to be. And it was because of that. The one I stumbled on had sound effects tied to bit donations, so people just tried to pick them. Oh god. Focused on my game sometime, and it was like, oh yeah, I need to be talking, and it's several hours and it's dead silence. And see, that's why I have you lovely people here helping me out. Because if you guys weren't here, I would be like, look at me, I'm walking around in circles, yay! No, alright, Castle. So later on, after the events that are about to unfold, you find the Tyranno layer buried underground, which is where we're at. And you walk in, and there's this seat, and you can sit in the seat. I can't do it right now, but... Also, fun fact, if you happen to go and take, like, this will be like a New Game Plus thing, but if you're a New Game Plus, and rather than doing the entire Tyranno layer, once you unlock the events that get you there, if you go to the end of time and take the bucket, beat the game, you turn all of the people into the future into reptites. It's probably just because the games I've been playing lately I've played before, so the element of intrigue isn't quite there. Ah, see, I could get that. Alright. Look at this dude. How the fact that he doesn't gobble us up in the entire fight, I have no clue. Alright, the red star is falling. Stain the earth red. I'm gonna try and do either later tonight or tomorrow, remodeling my entire Twitch channel and stream setup. Yes, that's always fun. Except I'm lazy and I haven't done it in a while. I need to change some of my channel art. My channel artist has like completely redrawn my avatar, and I'm still using my old avatar. So like, yeah, I need to completely redo it. But at least I uploaded the emotes and we can do this. Let's see. Well, I don't have anyone on the stream, and I don't mind being quiet, but when you have to like one person there and they're dead quiet, it's like seeing the person in the corner of the room. Don't you hate that? No. I try to be kind to lurkers. I don't want to call them out. I've been a lurker before, and when you get called out as one, it's just kind of... It feels really shitty. Like, yeah, I don't do it. Can't do it. Don't want to do it. People lurking, y'all cool. I don't even need to know you're here. Y'all just enjoy your life. Have a wonderful one. I know one person, they specifically listen to my streams just so that they can relax through their days. They may not even say anything. Doesn't hurt my feelings at all. Although I know another person who falls asleep during my streams, and I do pick on her for that. Although it's been a while since she's been here, so... I did finally get the EchoCast thing set up the right way. Eventually someone needs to wander by and stay long enough to take control of the viewer spawn badasses. Challenge accepted. If someone calls me out for lurking and just leave. Oh, I don't ever check. Most of the time I try not even to keep an eye on viewer counts. It's not worth it. Just have a good time and yak. Have fun. Talk about bullshitty stuff. If nobody's there, then just narrate your game and say, if y'all want to hear something better, you better pipe up. uh, Still figuring it all out. Tech is not my strong suit. Plus I have to have someone create more art for me. I could recommend an artist. I know when I first started, I did all of my art on my own, and just because I had no clue what I was doing, and it was like really cringy and bad, but it was there, and actually like some of the stuff still exists, like where is it? Like the claw mark, and you see them down there, the paw prints or whatever. Those are ones that I put together. I was in one person for like 3 hours. It's kind of awkward sometimes, especially when you don't know who it is. Okay, I get that too. I was wondering, should I enable the EchoCast for Borderlands 3? I haven't played with the EchoCast, and I'm looking forward to trolling Drake. I mean, seeing what happens on Draco's channel for the EchoCast. Last time I tried to narrate my game, I ended up having a very one-sided, from the outside perspective, argument from one of my system mates. If it works, man. Try not to check your viewer counts. I act the same playing on and off stream, being dumb and making voices. I try not to because my daughter's been picking up on it and it's really annoying. If I'm off stream, like, she'll be going, and I honestly, I think it's because like she watches a lot of gamer YouTube, and she's trying to mimic what they do there, and it's kind of like, shut up. We know you are going way overboard for making a jump over a fence in a hot ride, okay? Yeah, it's there. Azela, though it may be our fate to perish, we will not simply hand this world over to you.
With this black Tyranno, I can finally exterminate those filthy apes.
Yay. Claptrap will make some random comments. If you don't hear, like hearing Claptrap talk, you're gonna spend a lot of time telling him to shut up. I mean, don't you do that anyway? Someone joined my game while I was asleep and left after a while. A good thing too, because I don't like it when people don't ask to join. They just join out. Can they do that? See, I'm not a big fan of that at all. Just like locking them out. No. There are only a few games that I am like okay with co-op or anything like that. The Bloodborne is one of them because I love co-op. I love helping other people with that. I might consider it for Dark Souls, but I don't know. That's
Lego games.
And Lego games. Lego games are couch co-op, okay? Yeah, coffee is right. Lego games are different. Lego games do not count. And I don't know if we can do online Lego games. I don't know of anybody who plays them.
That I don't know.
Do you know if it's easy to stream on the Switch? Like to stream playthrough of Pokemon Violet when it comes out? I don't have a problem with it, but then again, I've got a capture card, so I just I change my source from 2 to 3 or 1 to 3 or whatever, and let it ride. But yeah, I mean, if you've got a capture card of some sort, then yeah, streaming from the Switch is no different. Just get yourself a controller or something instead of Joy-Cons, or if you want to and you like the Joy-Cons, then play with the Joy-Cons. It's not gonna hurt. Don't know if it's easy to hook up earphones to a Switch. Again, it depends on what you have as far as your setup goes for capturing. Um, I run everything. I run everything through capture card, so it's not much of an issue. I want to play Night at the Inventory. Night at the Inventory. I've never heard of that one. On stream, so everyone can A, watch me suck at poker, and B, tell Claptrap to shut up. You know what? I did it once, but I haven't done it in a long time. What was the game? Dead Cells. Dead Cells was I did it just to figure out how to play the game. But there is like Dead Cells and a couple other games have like Twitch interactions and stuff built into it. So like kind of like what we're talking with this Echo Cast, like Twitch, you can have your Twitch viewers do stuff inside chat and alter the game. I know that if you're into retro, there's a whole group of people, they call themselves Crowd Control. There's a lot of really big like streamers and YouTubers and stuff that kind of make up the group to it, and they run scripts and stuff that will change the actual game that you're going with them. They've got so many different ways of doing that, and it's pretty badass. I tried playing with it once with a Zelda randomizer, but I didn't get enough feedback at the time, so I didn't. Plus my internet was shit, so I didn't even know if it was actually working. Opt-in co-op is great. Random co-op where people can just wander in sucks. Yes, very much so. Oh yeah, Draco's right. You need a capture card if you want to stream from the Switch, because there's no support. Which that right there really sucks. Tried out the Echo Cast. So you play poker against Claptrap, Brock Sampson from Venture Bros, and Sam from Sam and Max, and Ash from Evil. Wow, Sam and Max, dude, I haven't thought about those in a while. Nothing like a Mad Bunny. Okay, we're gonna do some things to hopefully help out here. If I remember right, we have to wait for the Tyranno to remove its defense to really get some good stuff going. And if I remember right, on this fight, we'll probably end up killing out the Azala way before we get to the Black Rhino. Alright, Falcon hit. This is my favorite attack, by the way. A favorite dual tech. Next to Ice Sword. Well, no, I think this one in general. Because it's just so good. This is one of those, this is a really tough fight in general. If you have an Xbox One, there's a way to stream your cable TV through that, which 100% doesn't know the difference between your cable HDMI input and the Switch HDMI. Oh, really? Really? That's interesting. I thought at one point, I remember at one point Nintendo was talking about trying to get, like, support for Twitch on the Switch. That sounds really awkward. I thought that they had talked about doing that, but I don't know if they've actually continued on with it or what. I think I need to hit Azala with lightning. Have you ever played any of the Dragon Quest games? I played the original Dragon Quest. I want to say it was on the Switch on their store. Not too sure about that one. But I do remember doing that. Had a lot of fun with it. It was good stuff. Did not get very far, but it was quite enjoyable. I know I have a friend who played Dragon Quest XI for a while, and He absolutely loved it. I have played Dragon Quest Builders, which, if you like Minecraft and you like Dragon Quest, then you are missing out if you have not played that game, because it is freakishly amazing. I can't recommend that one enough, honestly. It is so good. Wish Nintendo games, same. So same. Nintendo, alright, here we are. Here we are, now we get to have fun. Gotta wait for him to remove, and then we go to town. Let me get caught up because it's about to get real. I did that once to play Pokemon. It took too much doing, so I only did it once. Really? See, now, before I had a capture card, I actually used to stream the PlayStation to my PC, or to my laptop at the time, and use that instead. And I actually did a whole thing on like how to do it. And I know you can do the same thing with Xbox as well. You can stream that to your PC and play with it that way. Really cool idea. Really good if you...
Oh, you touch my tra-la-la. My ding-ding-dong.
Thank you for touching my tra-la-la. I was looking. It doesn't work when I look. Oh, man. Screw other consoles, give me Zelda on PC. Again, Draco, look up the Switch emulator. Look up Switch emulator and look at Breath of the Wild ROM. If you own it for Switch, it is... I think it's legal. Don't do anything that's not legal. But I think it's legal for you to do that. And that'll make the world of difference, okay? Being able, and that and a couple other like Switch games just look amazing on PC hardware versus Switch hardware. It's the fact that Nintendo has like not even listened to the majority of its fan base and said, oh goodness, okay, well, here we are, give me a second. All right, there we are. Well, let's have a lovely little break time. Let's talk a little bit about the Nintendo Switch and what I think about the Nintendo company as a whole, okay? Yes, blah blah emulators. Imagine Zelda is a native PC game. Yes, I can't imagine. Is okay, Dragon Quest Builders. Let me go back to this first. Dragon Quest Builders was hilariously fun. If you like the humor and the play style of Dragon Quest, not the play style, but you like the humor and some of the story stuff that they have going on in Dragon Quest, you would absolutely love Dragon Quest Builders. I got such a kick out of it. I never finished it. I'm on the third section. There's 4 total and then maybe a final area, but I don't know. But Dragon Quest Builders, it might have... Okay, it is a... There is a story mode and there's a sandbox mode. Then there's Dragon Quest Builders 2, which I believe has co-op. But it's one of those... It's not couch co-op, which pisses me off. Because it's the kind of game that, like... That's a type of game that needs couch co-op. You have to have, like, 2 people with the same cartridge or the same, like, whatever on their Switch or on their PlayStation or whatever. And of course, it isn't cross-platform. But of course. Not a big fan of Nintendo as a company anymore. Yeah, see, I like Nintendo, like, whenever they start pumping out their IPs and they're doing good jobs with it. But, like, as far as the hardware sales go, like, there's so many things that are disappointing with them, right? The Nintendo fan base has been begging the company to put out a Switch Pro or a Switch 2 or something like that. They've just been saying it needs to be done. If you look at some of the things like what's one of the newest ones? Pokemon Arceus, or I don't know. Arceus, okay. I'm just going to call it Arceus. If you look at that and you look at how it goes, they had the ability to do so much more, but they were limited by their hardware. Then looking at other games that they've been bringing to the Switch, but they had to really tone down the games. And now look at what they're doing here in the future, where they're adding the Resident Evil games and Resident Evil library to the Nintendo Switch, and they're having to make it a cloud streaming service because the Switch itself cannot handle all the computational power that's needed to make that game run, okay? Or those games run. They have to do it through a cloud service. That runs the ability for the Switch to be a fully portable device. And the whole point of having a portable device is to be able to take it with you and play it anywhere, not to be able to take it with you and play it anywhere there's Wi-Fi or there's internet. My 2 cents. my 10 cents. My 20 cents, okay? Yeah. So many things on that. I might stream my Final Fantasy VII Remake playthrough. Dude, I had a fun time. Did you ever play the original Final Fantasy VII? That's a good... Yeah. I played the original. I played the original back on PlayStation. I played it when they came out with the very first PC port. I played it when they remastered it for PlayStation 4, but not the remake. And I played the Switch version. And I have played the remake. Fun games. Imagine the mods they could make. You know, honestly, I bet you that's why Nintendo doesn't put their games on PC. Was they're afraid of people like taking the games and modding them. Oh man. God, man, that they are so protective of their IPs. From this, I feel like they do some things right and a lot of things wrong. I'm still waiting for a new Kid Icarus game. That's very fair. Certain games you can't play on the Switch. Most of the games for Switch have very simplistic style to them. You never played the original Final Fantasy VII. Honestly, if you've never played the original, then the remake probably won't trigger you like it does a lot of people. I'll get back to that here in a bit, but yeah. Why are games that came out on the Switch launched still full price? Because of Nintendo. If you buy a Nintendo IP, they're always at full price unless you buy them used. It's just the way Nintendo does their stuff. Yeah, we'll keep on talking for a little bit. Yeah. But yeah, like, okay. Oh, we're going down a rabbit hole here. Also need Mario Maker game that's Zelda Dungeons instead of Mario. That I freaking agree with. That would be so much fun. Mario Maker style. Just in general, I hate... So, I don't know how much y'all watch Mario Maker, like, outside of here. Just in general. I love Mario Maker. I like watching Mario Maker on, like, YouTube. I have a couple people, like a couple streamers that I've watched that have done Mario Maker in the past. It's just fun to watch. Me personally, I'm not that good at it, so like you want to see some horrible stuff, I'll play it one day, right? But like one of the things that really amazes me with Mario Maker is the people who play the troll levels. I think they're hilarious. I love the people, like the YouTubers who are good at it. Like the way they react is just so entertaining. But what kills me is there's like make the troll levels the way they are. The troll makers make glitches or they utilize glitches, and Nintendo's like, nah, you can't have that in my game. Nah, that's not gonna happen. And so yeah, it like completely blows some of that stuff away. Or something similar on Steam, but it's not Zelda themed, so it doesn't scratch that itch. Or Final Fantasy VII Remake, I just don't think the dialogue is very corny. I just don't like the dialogue. I think it's very corny. Did you not play? You didn't play the 7 for the original. And the original was very corny too. I'm looking forward to the new Bayonetta. I never played any of the Bayonettas. I don't know why. I just never got around to them. Just for whatever reason. All right. What was the rabbit hole I was wanting to go down? Okay, let me read over again just to make sure. Oh, I will say this, Castle. If you're wanting games on the Switch that aren't at full price, go with indie developers. They will drop them. Plus, if you are okay with not buying physical, if you're okay with buying digital, definitely check out the Nintendo's eShop, because there are a lot of games, especially like Squeenix will do a publisher sale where they'll put all of their old games on sale for 50% or more off, depending. But there's other ones as well, like the other publishers will do that too. You know what they should make a remake for? Beautiful Joe. I am not familiar. Not familiar. Okay. So, Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII came out when I was like 12, 14, something like that. 18? No, it wasn't that long. I was in junior high or high school when Final Fantasy VII came out. I remember that being like the best thing that had come out of the Final Fantasy series in a long, long time. Everybody at school was talking about it. The people who were fortunate enough to have a PlayStation were talking about it. I was not fortunate enough to have a PlayStation because, again, my mother wouldn't buy me shit, so I was stuck with a Sega Genesis and eventually a Super Nintendo when all of this stuff came out. So I was very far behind, but yeah, it was Final Fantasy VII came out. That was like the big thing. Fast forward like 10 years and you look at the game, and the game itself has not aged well. They did the remake, and the remake was an awesome take on the whole series. That's what it was. It was a good take on the series and a lot of the events that happened, but some of the stuff that they covered did not necessarily match up with what was in the original storylines or what people knew as the original storylines, and that bothered a lot of people. Me personally, it doesn't bother me. Partly because they're trying to take what was the original and reimagine it and make it better. I had this discussion with my wife the other day. We were talking about Rings of Power, and we were talking about Star Wars, and we're talking about a couple of these different things. That there have been a lot of things that are canon that they have changed in newer versions of everything, and like as soon as they do that, you get a huge fan base that it's like automatically, this is not how it can be. You can't have dwarves of color. You can't have elves of color. You can't have these things because it wasn't in the original Tolkien books, or you can't have this stuff because it wasn't in the original Final Fantasy game, or Star Wars is not based on this kind of information, or it's overdone. And me personally, I'm sitting there like, if it doesn't take away anything from the story, leave it there. They're taking something and they're interpreting it and making it a new experience. Not only that, they're trying to be more inclusive with their audience, which I think is a good thing. And just like everybody just seems to be all against it. Welcome, Edward Pixels. Thank you for the raid. Welcome in. We are talking about all sorts of crazy stuff here. It's nice to meet you. What were you playing tonight? Were you playing Chrono Trigger as well? Yeah, you were. Congratulations. Hope you're liking it. It's your first time playing it. Everybody from Edward Pixels stream, hi, my name is Silo. It's nice to meet y'all. I am a variety content, do whatever the hell I want kind of streamer. So right now we're in the middle of a break time, which was ended like 7 minutes ago, and it just keeps on going on. We're talking about basically Final Fantasy VII, which is nothing. Final Fantasy VII and Lord of the Rings and all sorts of things. It is absolutely not this game, but we're having a fun time doing it. So hopefully you guys are having a great evening. Let's see. Let me get caught back up with chat a little bit. So Castle says, I've had Kirby Star Allies on my wish list for over a year and a half and no discount. Yeah, no, and that's because Nintendo does not discount their IPs. If you want a discount on the IPs, you have to go into like GameStop or Game Exchange or Game whatever, EB Games if you're over the seas, whatever, and be able to pick it up used copies for those things to go on sale because they're so horrible about it. Yeah, they will not put that stuff on. So let's see, Edward. Hi. I was playing Chrono Trigger. I put zillions of hours into it, but I hadn't played it in years and had to pick it up again. I understand that feeling. I haven't played it in about 4 years. The last time I actually played it was on stream, and I played it on an emulator then. I'm playing it on original hardware this time. So this is the Nintendo or Super Nintendo, and down there somewhere is my actual Super Nintendo that's streaming it. Hence the widescreen, but as soon as I go back to like the actual screen with the game on it, truly it'll be regular sized. So I'm also mildly offended that there isn't more of a market for creature collecting games, collector games other than Pokemon. I know that you mentioned Tim the other day. Tim was not a bad game. Is not a bad game. I kind of got bored with it because I got in on early access, and then it was kind of like played through the entire early access content, and then it was like, well, what do we do from there? And then I put it down and just haven't really gotten back into the game. Has anyone here played No More Heroes? I thought about getting the new. I haven't, but I think I've looked at that one, Lex. I think it's been one of those that's been on my hit list for a while. Not paying $45 for it. Yeah. Hey, Stitched. Cheers. Okay. Yeah, I try to be frugal about my games. Except for then I'll get like, for some reason I'll hit a thing where I'll be like, yeah, sure, I'll just buy this one anyway, and then it's kind of like, don't tell the wife, and then yeah, No More Heroes is amazing and so funny. Oh, good. So on the thing about the creature collector games, Draco, I don't remember what it was exactly, but there was one I remember. You remember Neon from back in the day. He had mentioned one, or somebody in one of his streams mentioned one. It was like a yokai collector or something like that, or maybe it was Stenser mentioned it. Like you go around and you collect demons or something like that, and it seemed like really interesting. I never really Yokai Watch. That's what it was. Yeah. I don't know if it's quite what you're looking for. Might be. And then there's always Ooblets, which not exactly creature collector, but cute. So Lex brings it right up. Yeah, Ooblets looks kind of cool. Yeah. I got to see. I remember when, I don't know if it was an early access or not, but I know a couple of streamer friends who they were playing Ooblets and they absolutely loved the game. It was like freaking awesome for them. Let's see. I kind of got mildly addicted to Pokemon Clone. I got on the tablet. It turns out it's actually fun. And plot took a whole nosedive into crazy shit though. God no. There's Nino Kuni. Is Nino Kuni a creature collector? I have it. I have it both the first and the second one. I just haven't messed with it yet. I saw a little bit of a playthrough on YouTube, but I have on the second one. But I never really messed with the. I never messed with the first one, and I just haven't installed it. I don't think. It looks cute as hell and absolutely adorable, but. Has a home is yes, created by Studio Ghibli. Yes, totally there. No, God, what game was it I played? Oh, that's what it was. Oh yeah. So I played this one on it was on the Switch. It was a game called Forgotten Anne. It was produced by Squeenix, and I say produced. published by Square Enix. I don't remember who the developer was. Forgotten and was amazing. Cool music, cool concept, and everything. And it had that same kind of style to it, animation and such. Plot involves possession, time travel, political drama, and the game based around the Pokemon in game. Yeah, that's kind of different. Ni no Kuni is adorable, it feels tedious after a while. Shin Megami Tensei is like Pokemon, kind of. Stitched, I know Rushy was like really big into that one. He was like really into Shin Megami. I see. I'm pretty sure I haven't played it, but seen a lot of gameplay for it. Yeah, I want to get into it, but again, that was Castle. That's actually one of the things that I noticed a lot from talking to my buddy who has played it. The guy who put it on YouTube. He said like by the time he got towards the end of the game, there was a lot of JRPG-ness to it. Like you had to go and like grind all over the place, which yeah. Oh man, you know, a game that I would pay large sums of money of would remake is Monster Rancher. I don't know, the name is familiar, but I don't know if I ever played that one, or I don't know if I've ever even seen it. The name is familiar. I'm thinking Slime Rancher. That's what it is. It's good. Love Monster Rancher. Everybody knows what Monster Rancher except for me. There was a dark period in my life in which I didn't get to play video games. It was called fatherhood. It's the early years. And college, all the years plus a couple after. It was an anime with the wolf, one-eyed monster, armadillo, penguin, stone golem, etc. Wait, are you describing Monster Ranch or are you describing Mega Man? Because I mean, it could be both. They're on the subject of shit that should exist but doesn't. Digimon, okay, Digimon RAR game. Yeah, that would be interesting too because I know a lot of people who like Digimon. This is why you get the kid into video games young. Oh man, Kaiju Monster Rancher. Okay. Digimon Cyber Sleuth is pretty good. I have that. I still haven't played it. Talk about all the things that I have and haven't done. Alright, here we go. We'll go back to... I'm gonna pull up the game. We can still continue to yak. I'm telling you, it could easily have been Mega Man, right? I mean, Armadillo Penguin? Come on. Stone Golem? Yeah, well, maybe not. But Armadillo Penguin is totally a Mega Man boss. That is a robot master, I swear. It has to be. The kid might eat your Xbox controller. Also Cyber Stomp the first, or Curb Stomp the first boss of Dark Souls 3 before ever. Look, so I don't remember what it was. I think it was Draco knows Hunts. I know he's been here when Hunts has been around. I was playing Dark Souls 3 for the very first time. Never played it, but it was not my first Dark Souls game at all. It was not. But I was playing it for the very first time. And there comes up to a place where there is a certain enemy. They're called Pus of Man. And they basically explode into a holy shit storm of what the fuck is this attacking me. And apparently I did something extremely right and rare and destroyed this thing before it could really get off its attacks, and Hunt's just like lost it in my chat. He was like, you were supposed to die. You were supposed to die. Why the fuck didn't you die? I can't believe you didn't die. And even to this day, he still talks to me about that. I wish they made a new Mega Man Battle Network. You know what? It goes... How old is Mega Man? Is it nearing its 35-year anniversary? Is it about time for Nintendo to disappoint all of its fans? Oh, I guess... Does Nintendo doesn't even own the IP on Mega Man anymore. It's all Capcom, right? They could technically do it if they wanted to. The first boss of Dark Souls 3 before dodging. I beat the first boss first try. Not the second boss. Maybe the second boss, not the third boss. Dude, I gotta go back and replay Dark Souls 3. It's been so long. Story brought to you by my nephew, who chewed up the thumbsticks of my Xbox controller while playing Fable. Oh no. That controller had no batteries. Oh no. We have a controller for the Xbox 360 that's missing part of its thumbsticks because the kitten decided that she was going to nom it. So yeah. You also are an autistic at the time of 5 years old. Who knows? What the hell am I doing? That's what I'm doing. I need him to remove, so, here we are. So, welcome to the Tyranno boss. Try to get back to this teething kiddos, something kiddos. Where were we? Cube toss is our best play at this point. Although I think I will do this, so we're gonna heal up a little bit because reasons. Fun fact: Kid still tells me he can teach me how to play Dark Souls because he's a master at it. All kids are masters at these games. Didn't you know that? That's interesting. I did not know Chrono would counterattack for that. That's really interesting. Yeah, I should have done that in the first place. Alright. But, shit, now I've lost it. We stopped talking about, like, trash talking Nintendo. I forgot what the hell I was talking about. I should pause the game more often. We should just yak about stupid shit. What game was I thinking of? Oh man, I don't know. Oh, we were talking about Pokemon earlier. My daughter, we bought a Eevee costume for my daughter for Halloween. I talked about it. Coffee was like I should go as Ash Ketchum. I said if I do, I'm totally getting a beach ball and paying it like a Pokeball, and whenever she starts acting up, I'm gonna throw it at her. It's just to see what happens, just to see reaction. Oh man. So fun fact, I have not played a Pokemon game properly, and I'm saying I haven't played it, but I haven't played one properly since, oh, like Pokemon Blue? It has indeed been that long. Partly because I feel like it's the same game over and over. They probably sell inflatable Pokeballs. Yes, but I don't want to have to pay the intellectual property price on that shit. It's way too much. Also, I'm going to give Ayla a kiss. We can kiss ourselves. Yay. Use Ice Sword. No, I don't have Ice Sword too. Fuck. That moment when you realize you're still in, like, regular New Game instead of New Game Plus. Whoops. You second the beach ball idea? Yeah, way better idea. We actually, so... for my daughter's birthday, I don't remember what exactly it was, but we got her a whole bunch of Pokemon type stuff. And Coffee found this person on, I think it was Etsy or something like that, that actually 3D printed Pokeballs. And they did them, so get this, they did these Pokeballs, and they did them, they were either all red or they were all right. And she was like, look, can you not just do, like, give me the top half of the white ones and the bottom half of the red ones or whatever, so that we can, like, actually make it look like a real Pokeball? And it got to thinking about, it's like, what kind of person 3D prints Pokeballs for sale and it's just all one solid color? Like, I'd understand if they were doing like the Master Balls or doing whatever, but if you're doing just the regular old Pokeballs, nothing super special about them, just a little piece of plastic, wouldn't that be like the #1 thing you would do? Grab a thing of white filament and red filament, maybe the black filament as well, so that you could actually put together these Pokeballs so that it looks like a genuine Pokeball instead of this weird, funky, like all solid color plastic piece. And the thing is they still came apart. Like we still stuff like little miniature Pokemons on the, or in the inside of them. They were still there, but still, like, who does that? Like, you could increase your profit margin so much by doing that, because people they'll take you serious for a change. Yay, we win. We level up. But yeah, like, who does that? The Pokemon theme balls, like the legendary, yeah, but but even then, the legendary ones don't look like that. Woo, we won. No, it can't be. Could the heavens truly have sided with the apes? Listen, primates, and let it be known, we reptiles fought bravely to the bitter end. Ayla, understand? Huh? So, and here it is, the big reveal. Soon stones of fire will rain down, flames shall scorch the land. The burned out plains will slowly freeze, ushering in a long, cruel ice age. What a treat! You will wish you went along with us. All this talk about Digimon Cyber Sleuth makes me want to play it, but I should be going to bed. Lavos. So this is interesting. Like, what this is so important, Ayla has not been with us when we talked about Lavos. And so the fact that she gave name to this, Marley's like, what, excuse me? What? Alright, here we go. Our big giant fiery porcupine. Thing looks like one of those. I'm in the South, okay? We have a lot of burrs and stuff. I don't know if people have burrs outside of it, like long grass. It's little spiky little seeds things. If you ever get them on your clothes, that's fine. But if they're like, they're insane to get out of, like socks and whatever. Then they have the spiky ones that are even worse. But like, that's what Lavos reminds me of. Ayla's word, La means fire, Vos means big. So it's a big fire, or fire big. Fire big. Ayla! Kino! Yes! We shall save everybody. Trying to untangle him from your pet's fur is a nightmare? Yeah, okay, so you've got him up there too. Yeah. We get him here. It just depends on, I think that it's a grass or a weed or something that grows. But yeah, they freaking stick on, and like, not even this, like I said, there's spiky ones. The spiky ones are terrible. They stick to everything. But like the ones that aren't spiky, they're just like furry, but they got these little hooks in them. They just stick to everything. Hurry! We all ride Dactyl. Kino, hurry. I love this. Wait, hurry up. No, wait a second, I need to take a break. I gotta come and save Azalea. Absolutely not. My powers have spoken. Hurry! Okay. Azela, me not forget. The future. We have no future. So depressing. So on par with the game, right? Bam. Also, so Lavos was going to fall. This is what kills me, right? Lavos was going to fall no matter what, right? Period. That was going to happen. Now, and what kind of ensues from here is the entire world is tossed into an ice age, which ushers in like the next era that we get to go to. Why is it if you beat Lavos? Maybe I know the answer to this and I'm just not thinking it through. Why is it if you go and you beat Lavos before this happens, the whole world is overrun with reptites? Is it because Lavos is like not time locked or something like? I'm bringing up like Doctor Who terminology. It's not like time locked or something. So if you beat Lavos in the past, it counts as beating him in the future. If you beat him in the future at the end of time or whatever, it counts as beating him wherever. I'm kind of curious about that. I'm interested in the lore for it. Things that I've never thought about or I've never really fully questioned before. Also, we're a whole bunch of like dots on the screen. Lava's huge. Chrono fight it. Yep. We go where lavas fall. Big giant crater. Just arrived, so there may be something we can do. Alright. Now, first off, we're going to take a moment and we're going to head over here. Wait, I didn't want to go here. We're going to head over here so I can heal. Not that it really matters, but this is one of the last few times we get free heals, so I'm going to take it. And then the inventory hasn't changed yet. Let's come here. There's a gate! Lavos is very fast. He's deep under earth already. This gate was made by Lavos. Maybe Lavos is the source of all gates? Could be. What wrong, Chrono? Fight Lavos. Go in here, yes? Yes! And now we travel to 16,000 BC? Also, I'm kind of interested in how did they know... What's the difference between... Like, what is actually BC in this game? Before Chrono? I don't understand. Boy, this is interesting. Where is this? This is... Snowy. So, if I remember right, we can actually get to one of the other villages in here. Like the, but I don't know if we can actually do anything with it. Let me see. So welcome to the snowy wasteland. Yeah, Terra Cave. So yeah, we can come here, but we can't actually do anything. Is for future. Is for future. That's a fun area too. Alright. Whee! So let's see. Stitch, we're not very far from being able to get our car. Not far. Alright. So. Welcome to Inhaza. Inhaza. I don't even know. In the magical kingdom of Zeal. We find truth in the bliss of sleep. Dear me, and who might you be? Oh, you didn't even wait for a response. Look! Look! This is the eternal kingdom of Zeal, where dreams can come true. But at what price? Whoop. What strange visitors! Welcome to Zeal. Is this part of a dream? Queen Zeal rules our magical kingdom, and she is without peer in beauty and greatness. The queen gives us everything. After the king died, she nurtured magic, which has advanced the kingdom. Zzz. So fun times. I am a butterfly dreaming of I'm a man. Or a bowling ball dreaming I'm a plate of sashimi. Never assume that what you see and feel is real. Boop. Do you believe in fate? Which means our lives are all predetermined? Well, no such thing. You're right. We're the masters of our own destinies. Speaking of which, I believe there may be a doorway of destiny somewhere around here. There is. We shall find it. Water. Boy. What's wrong with him? What a weird kid. Oh. What's wrong? That animal good for food? It's a little cat. The black wind howls. One among you will shortly perish. Meow. What? And out of the blue like that? So, this is kind of creepy. So if you don't know the lore, you'll find it out eventually. A strange one, but not bad boy. So, that is... There it is. That is Janice, who will later become Magus. The mystery of life. All life begins with new and ends with new. This is the truth. This is my belief. At least for now. Alright. Hi! The Guru of Reason is gone. Shall we challenge this guy? Of course we shall. Lots of blue monsters. And a kickin' theme. Doop doop a doop. This might be a mistake. This might be a mistake. We can take exactly 2 hits, I think, before we die. I don't know if they'll kill us whenever we have 1 HP, but they will definitely kill us if we get hit twice at 1 HP. Yeah. Stop it! Okay. These guys are my favorite, though. I really do like them. They're nice and friendly. Does not match with this music at all. How's it going, Shanti? Thank you for the raid. How was Bloodstained? I saw you playing earlier. I saw you. I know you. Oh, you changed to Monster Hunter Rise. Okay. Just kidding. Oops. We got a magic tab, actually, and a speed tab and other good things. Yay! It's all good. Had to raid and run. I'm stuck. I don't feel like suffering today. Wait. You're stuck and you don't feel like suffering today. You say this after you just come in here. I'll feel hurt. I know, I understand. Welcome in, Zelda. How's it going? It's nice to see you. And the chicken twerk. Gotta love it. Grumpy Mama, thank you for coming in as well. It's nice to see y'all. If y'all are new to the channel, I know most of you guys have already been here before because, well, let's just face it, Shanti is. We know her, we love her. If you're new to the channel, it's nice to meet you. My name is Silo. I play a lot of different games. I'm a variety streamer. I do it 3 times a week, and who knows what else. But wouldn't hurt my Silo. Silo! It looked like you were on a date tonight, or something. I saw the nice get up you had. Shanti is a wonderful being. Yeah, she is. Absolutely adorable. And always so nice. I don't care what she says. Don't let her fool you. Oof, bad date. No! That's not what I want to hear. I wanted to hear good things. Oh no. Last date. Oh, that's never good. Well, welcome to the wonderful world of Zeal. We are currently traveling to what will be the Zeal Palace. And, yeah. If you guys don't know anything about this game is called Chrono Trigger. It was originally released on the Super Nintendo, which is what I am playing it on, is my copy from whenever I was a wee young lad. And, yeah. We're enjoying it. This is my favorite game. It's actually what got me into gaming in general. Without this, I probably would have just let it die. But Chrono Trigger itself is one of those. It's just one of those storylines that just got me into it. Something about it. I think I still have this on my Wheel of Doom. Ooh. It's a good one. So, anybody who's never played this game before, if you like JRPGs, or you're familiar with JRPGs, not necessarily if you like them, if you're familiar with them, there's something that you get with almost every single JRPG that sucks, and that's called the grind. There is a grind fest where you get to a certain point in the game and you cannot go any further without spending hours upon hours of just fighting enemies over and over so that you level up and can do whatever. This game does not have that. It was great until I seen his apartment. It was disgustingly awful. He asked for me to be his girlfriend, and I said yes. And then I seen the apartment. It really scared me. Oh no. Well, Shanti, have a lovely night. It was good to have you here. Have a lovely. Stay hydrated. Cheers. Have a lovely night, Shanti. It was good to have you here. Thank you for the raid again. Thanks for bringing your community over. Let's see. We haven't used the wheel in a while. Yeah, I would fully recommend it. I would recommend, though, that you play either get yourself an emulator and play the Super Nintendo version, or play the DS version, which is also modern. I think they have the same version on Android and Apple devices. It doesn't necessarily have to be a it doesn't necessarily have to be like a streamable thing, but I don't know, I find it entertaining. I love the game anyway, so I don't mind playing it, period. But the game is it's a lot of fun. You never have to grind. I am level, what's this, level 28, 27, stuff like that, and I am probably a good, we'll say, 65% of the way through the game, and I will never spend any extra time grinding. Although I will say this, there's a little palace. See this little palace that's down there? I have never been there. I really wish that they had added a way to get to it. Sucks that you can't. I think it's SNES version. I'm not a fan of turn-based fighting, though. Pokemon's the exception. Understand. Okay. We are looking for the Wind Book. By the way, at some point they tell you the secret. That's not the one. Actually, that is the one. Water, wind, and fire opens magical doors. Alright. It is good. Black Rock, yes! It all began eons ago when man's ancestors picked up a shard of a strange red rock. Its power, which was beyond human comprehension, cultivated dreams. In turn, love and hate were born. Only time will see how it all ends. Very deep. Very, very deep. No, this is one of those games. Yeah, it is turn-based, but I think there's enough, I say turn-based, you can turn it on to active time versus wait, and it completely changes how everything goes. How did you come by your skills? Why do we lack them? Who cares? Well, rude. Alright. Let's talk to New. This is a defective item. This guy is trying to make magic tabs. Look, I have a magic tab, but it just doesn't work. So there's a spot... Oh, where is it? Yeah, so this is where it tells you, water summons wind, wind makes fire dance. That's where it tells you, like, the secret into getting into all the back doors and stuff. One of these rooms I thought had Janice and Shala in it. There's like there's a lot of really neat, like, lore stuff that's in this area. It's kind of where they do this big reveal. Back has stream running in the background, create a new banner and avatar. Cool. Good times. Well, you missed. Did you miss us destroying the Tyranna boss? Because we did. Woohoo, we won. Those lacking magic have always lived beneath the clouds as the earthbound ones. After all, they lack what we have. This is such a good representation of class warfare and all that good stuff, and like division and such. Basically, all the noble people can do magic, and so they live up in the clouds where it's all nice and pretty, and the ones that can't have to live on the earth where it's like freezing temperatures and living in an impoverished life and stuff like that. Really sad. Keep in mind, this came out in the 90s. Okay? It's been around for a while. This is not current events. Okay. So first off... New! Come here. Okay, we're gonna scratch his back. Thank you! I don't remember if we get multiple things for this, but... you saw it was fantastic. Think about streaming more, some more, but that game gets very sad most of the time. I'll say, stream a game that you are comfortable with. That's always, like, anytime somebody's like, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to stream. Stream something that no matter what you can do, you can play it over and over again and just enjoy it. Or play something for the first time where you know you'll experience some cool shit, you know? Shala. Oh, you're back, Janice. Is something wrong? The black wind. You feel it too? Don't worry. It'll be alright. Now, hold on to this. What is it? It's a kind of amulet. If something should happen, it'll protect you. I wish I could be with you always, but Mother has other plans. She's not our mother. She looks like our mother, but inside she is changed. Still, I can't. Janice, I'm so sorry. Excuse me, Highness? Wait, excuse me, Highness? The Queen asks for your immediate presence at the Ocean Palace. All right. Well, Janice, I'll be going. Oh wow, who might you be? Miss Shala, please hurry. If you're late, I'll be punished. Oh yes, I'm sorry. I actually really like Shala's character, and I really wish that you were able to do more with her in this entire thing. Go away. This is a little brat child. Go away. Don't waste your time. Alphador here only likes me. Like, I can't even talk to the cat. He's still a jerk. He's just... How terrible. Okay. So, all throughout the game, we've ran across a whole bunch of, like, symbols and stuff, and the game will cover it here in a bit. We'll run across some boxes with some funky symbols on it, and we're like, oh, it's sealed, and we can't do shit with this, and yada yada yada. Guess what those symbols are? They're the same ones that are here. Alright. This connects to the Queen's Hall. Alright. So... And look, it's a magical door! Even better. Okay. So... Now... This is the Hall of the Mammon Machine. And the Mammon Machine does cool things, right? Look at this thing. It just looks amazing and terrifying all at once. Actually reminds me of one of the bosses at the beginning of the game when you go into, was it like 2400 AD or whatever in the future, and everything is all fire and dead. This is... It reminds me of the bosses there, the computer program that tries to protect you. Or attack you for going and finding the seeds. Okay. Okay. And look, now we have the ability to go through these doors, which is even better. Yes! All the statues look like... Shh! Are you saying that this game is, like, takes inspiration from Dragon Ball Z, sir? I'm sorry, that just can't be. I don't understand. Oh, I can't leave. Who are you? How did you get in here? Your Majesty, these are the evildoers I warned you of. How dare you think you could oppose me, you foreigners? You're worse than the gurus. I got the hiccups. Also, Cell is the better villain in Z. Changed my mind. I'm not gonna bite. I'm not going to. No. No. Fools! Dalton, take them away. Yes, ma'am, by your leave. I love this guy. Gollum! I shall take care of you by calling somebody else. Alright. So. This thing is a nasty little booger. Alright, first off, no, well, Ayla's dead. Oh no, she survived! I really need to get Marley in. Oh, well, Ayla's dead. Okay. Okay. We can make this happen now. So the golems are not difficult, but they are kind of a pain. And I need it not to do this. Honestly. I need it to be in its, lightning phase, if you will. Or in its, ice phase. Okay. Oh, I did not mean to attack regular. Oops. No! I switched him to physical. Damn it! I love that Dalton from Roadhouse was just put into a Naruto JRPG. So, the Golem here attacks a specific way. He basically mimics whatever attacks you happen to do to him. So in this case, we attacked him with physical, he's going to attack us with physical. He can be beaten, but it's very hard. And honestly, I'm not even worried about winning. It would be nice, but... It would be nice, but I don't think it's gonna happen. So now he's on water, which he'll probably kill me on this move. Oops. Yeah. It's very possible to kill him on your first try, but it's actually very difficult as well. Gollum looks like the old monster movie where the monster lives in a picnic basket. I don't know what monster movie you're talking about, but I'll go with it. By the time we're through, you'll be begging us to end the suffering. I always thought that God, what was it? That Zeal reminded me of, it's the old villain, the lady villain from like Power Rangers, like the original Power Rangers. I want to say her name was Rita or something like that. Idiots. Let's rescue them. I think it's useless. Besides, if they escape, you'll be in trouble. Don't worry. Rita Repulsa. Yeah, okay. For some reason, she reminds me of that. Don't worry about me. I might just be able to rescue the gurus. I'm glad you know what I'm talking about. I looked at Chad, I'm so sorry. Are you alright? Quickly escape from the palace. And if you can, please rescue Melchior. He was sent to the Mountain of Woe for opposing the Queen. You have to help him. I'm afraid I cannot allow that. Your meddling tires me. You'll just have to disappear. You mustn't. Stop. Meow. Hey, Taro, how's it going, man? Okay, I'll spare them, but in return, you will cooperate. You ruin the surprise of that every time. I am so sorry. Like, you gotta catch me when I'm playing actual horror games, and I'm, like, focused. Or, like, when I was playing Elden Ring or Dark Souls or any of those games where I'm like on the screen, like what the hell's about to happen. I'm really tuned into chat tonight, so hey, how's it going here? Yeah, it's going. Back out on the road. Good times, good times. Alright. The Prophet does not like us. So you came in through here. Yes, I did. Now, after I throw them in, I want you to seal the portal shut. No, you can't make me. Of course she can. No, I'm doing pretty good. We had a busy weekend, Taro. It was a bit rough. Yesterday, I fell asleep for like 2 hours on the couch. Probably shouldn't have. Probably should have taken a shower and then gone and taken a nap. But, sometimes that shit doesn't happen that way. Obey me. No. Oh, all right. All right. Midday naps are great. Dude, I'm telling you. Weekend naps are amazing. I can't wait till I can actually, like, go back to normally having them. Oh, man. I remember being, like, as a kid, you never want to take a nap. You're like, oh, I've got to live my life. I've got to do whatever. You're, like, constantly just, I don't know. You're constantly wanting to be awake and do things. But, like, as an adult, you go, dude, naps. Naps are amazing. Can I nap now? Is it time? Like, I'll nap anytime I want. I don't care. While I'm driving, going to work, whatever. Yeah, sure, if I can. If I could do it safely, I would. Moving soon. Yeah, moving day is, well, moving week is October 1st through October 8th. And then we'll be doing some weekend projects to get the house ready to sell. Our goal is to have it on the market before Thanksgiving. Our other goal is to have it sold by New Year's. That's the goal. Today we did closet work. Like, we completely cleared out our closet of all our extra stuff, packed up a lot of things that need to go to storage or need to go to Goodwill or need to go to the apartment. And we went through some of the what was it? We went through some of our we went through some old clothes. Like, I went in there and I looked at this thing and I'm like, there ain't no way I'm gonna fit in this. Like, I haven't been able to fit in this thing since I was like 23. Fuck this, it's out. And just like chunked it. It was gone. But that was my life today, is we did that. Making a lot of Animal Crossing lately. Game makes taking playing naps. Oh man, yeah, it's so true. Now, me personally, I don't really play Animal Crossing. Coffee does that. But when she gets to playing, like, she has a Switch Lite, and when she's playing on the Switch Lite, like, she will, I'll be over here either playing on my computer, on my laptop, or maybe I'll toss something up on the PlayStation and playing on the main screen, and she'll be over there playing, and next thing I know, I'll hear just that slight. She's past clean out. Music is so calm. If it's not that, it's Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley will do it to her too. I haven't played Stardew in forever. Shit. I need to get back into that game. It was pretty fun. But yeah, it does make taking naps super easy. I didn't even read that. We're doing something. Lavos and yada yada yada. And oh hey, look, there's this symbol. We remember where we saw this symbol before. Remember there was this old guy in here? See, here's a plot hole right here. If you didn't go to this specific spot in the game, like, we made it a point to go through the sewers, right? You don't have to. If you don't go through the sewers, then you don't end up here. Like, this does not happen. So, let's check it out. Alright. Let's go. I don't think I'm pretty sure that we can't get sweet water anymore. I think they say that everything's getting too cold. No more sweet water. Yeah. Boo. But I think we can get ruby armor now. Nope. Still can't get ruby armor. Dang. Nope. Nope. He's fine. What's my health look like? That's what my health looks like. Let's not die on the way through. Okay. I should be able to take Specchio on now. We haven't done Specchio in a while. let's go ahead and shoot these guys, or hit these guys up. So, we were talking about earlier... Here's Cyclone. Talking about earlier about this being a turn-based game. I don't know if Zelda's still here or not. But, yeah, it's turn-based, but not to the same extent that, like, a lot of other turn-based games are. It is active time battle, I think it's what they called it. Basically, you have to wait for your stuff to kind of get pushed through. And it's a little bit different, but it's not the worst. And, you know, in a case like this right here, I mean, we can come in and wreck these things. Ugh. But yeah. Well, I guess part of that's because we're so much higher leveled. Turn-based games are fun. They are. But if it's not your style... I see, that's why I really feel like this is a good... This, and there's a few others that are really nice, oh, what do you call it? Alternatives to turn-based. Like, turn-based is good, but I can understand how it's not for everybody. Dragon Quest XI is favorite. Yeah. I still haven't played it. The last Dragon Quest game I played was probably Dragon Quest Builders, I think is what we'll go with. Alright. Let's go ahead. Yeah, we're still in Goblin form. Okay, I'm pretty sure I can beat Specchio. Let me see if we can get Frog in here. We'll swap him out for Ayla. Alright. Whoa, it's so long. Okay, so Dragon Quest in general is a really long game. Well, not the first one. The first one wasn't too long. But, like, all the Dragon Quests, like, the further along you get, I think, like, every game gets to be longer and longer and longer. Ba-ding! Leave Chrono alone. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. Good music. Halfway point is literally a full 50 hours in. Oh god, no. I mean, shoot, that seems to be the way of, like, a lot of JRPGs, though, right? It's just the way that they seem to want to do them. Oh, This is how we're gonna do it. Heal everybody. Frog shoots water at his face. Best way. 90 if you want to grind. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, those games require you to grind. I am against games that require you to grind. JRPGs that... No. No, no. No, no. Bad design if that's the way it's going to be. Come on. Ah, I did not do that right. Whoops. Well, Chrono or Frog's probably dead now. Oh. Rock on. Oh, I forgot Frog has heal too. But yeah, like, I guess that's one of those that... Paper Mario and its sub-series. Dude, man, I haven't played Paper Mario in forever. I don't think I ever beat the original one. I did beat... Ooh, what was it? Let's do Ice. I don't think I wanted to do that. I didn't want to do that one. That's okay. I did beat the Thousand Year Door. I think that was the GameCube version, but I didn't beat the Nintendo 64 one. Favorite Game Boy Advance was Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. See, I never played that. My Game Boy games are seriously lacking, mainly because of, well, reasons we've discussed earlier in the stream. Oh God, Marley's dead. Oh no, she survives. She lives. Mario RPG is another good one, but again, we're throwing it back to like old school Super Nintendo at that point. Mario RPG was amazing. And I kind of wish that, Nintendo would find a new way to do that. I know that they came out with, was it Paper Mario and the Origami King? And I have it. Like, I have it. I haven't played it. I've watched my daughter play a little bit of it. It looks really cool. Game Boy Advance was full of great... Oh, Final Fantasy Tactics. Final Fantasy Tactics was not Game Boy Advance, was it? I know it was on PlayStation. In that same aspect, have you seen Nintendo Switch Triangle Strategy? Dude, that game looks tight. I've played a little bit of the demos. I really am looking forward to playing it at some point. And I do want to play it on stream. Just because the decision aspects of it are just amazing. And I'd love to have chat troll me with like, you should do this. And it'd be like a really, really bad decision. Because that's what chat is for. Was gonna grab it, but I grabbed Fire Emblem instead. See, I'm not too familiar with the Fire Emblem games. I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing, it's just I'm not familiar with them. I should not have done that. Oh, Chrono's dead. Hydrate! Okay, they're a bit brutal. Now, are they strategy games? I was on there. I was gonna grab it and grab Fire Emblem. Okay, so, thank you for the hydrate. My experience with, Final Fantasy Tactics. Shit, I lost my brain. My experience with Final Fantasy Tactics. I played it for the PlayStation. Not a bad game by any means, but I had to drop it. And I had to drop it because you don't play it like you do traditional Final Fantasy games, which is what I was used to. Basically, you don't attempt to don't do that. Give me a little bit more time to think. You don't try to grind up levels like you would in a traditional Final Fantasy game. You have to kind of like take your time and like do things right, otherwise the game gets too difficult for you for where you're at. And that's what I did not know, and it ruined the entire experience for me. Okay. Item. Organize. Let's go find that magic tab. And a speed tab. Hello. Who gets this? Well, magic tab is gonna go to Marley. For sure. Speed tab. Chrono. There's actually an optimized way of giving out all the tabs, I just don't remember what it is. Like, you want to give so many speed tabs to Chrono, but you don't want to give any more, because by the time you hit a certain level, he's already maxed out. permadeath strategy gameplay. Yeah, that, you know what, that was one of the things I didn't like about Final Fantasy Tactics, I think, was that there wasn't that a permadeath in there. Finished with everything, but now I'm trying to find a new stream theme, which is proving to be difficult. What do you mean by stream theme? Just out of curiosity. Because I could go several different ways. That's not that one. Yeah, let's take detours. Detours are fine, right? I don't remember how much we can actually do on this, but yeah, depending on what your stream thing is, like I know for me, I created my own background art. That's, let me see if I can pull it up. Let me kill Magus. So I have this background right here that I created. That was, and I kind of, I don't know if I told everybody, like, there was an accidental theme of cats that kind of happened just with the name Silocat, and it just kind of stuck, and we ended up, like, just continually using it, or I ended up, like, making everything cat themed, and it actually kind of works out, but open it, and you may have what it is. We're gonna get these things, because they be good. Should have equipped these a while ago. So, blue vest. Actually less, but it absorbs water attacks. And we can get up to 2 of them by cheesing some stuff here. Like the layout, be right back ending stuff. So, pick you what you feel your centralized theme is and kind of run with that. That's kind of how I Grain Cat. That's kind of how I went with mine. Okay. I don't remember if we have to leave and come back in. He keeps on giving us cool stuff. But yeah, like, because the cat thing kind of took off or whatever, I kind of stuck with that, and well, eventually it, like, I don't know, it kind of works. All my alerts, I got the cat alerts, I got the paw prints, I mean, the only thing I don't have going on is some cat, like, doing a meow dance or something like that. But again, it was all kind of accidental, and it all just kind of happened. There for a while, it was extremely cringe. I had these little cat ears that I put onto my headset. That was, yeah. Does Dwarvian still stream? He says he does, or that he's going to. Oh my god, you remember the ears? Yeah, that was my other headset too. That was when I used my green headset. I still have that headset. It's in bad shape though. The cord's about to rip out on it, like years ago. Yeah, Dwarvian hasn't streamed in a long time. He keeps on saying he'll get back to it, but he ends up, like, playing games with his other people in his server. Me and Hunt still keep up with him. Like, say hello and, you know, make sure he's doing alright. I know he's had a couple of, he's had some rough times here and there, so, I mean, that happens. And that happens for everybody, I'm sure, but so if anybody's wondering, the reason why I'm coming here is because of one thing right there. Ta-da! Oh. Wall ring and a dash ring. Oh shit, Hunt's still streamed? No, Hunt hasn't streamed in forever. Were you around when he and girlfriend, like, broke up? Like, I know it was a while ago, but I say girlfriend, it feels like a lifetime ago. Dude, it was. Dude, 2020 jacked us all up. Vaguely. Okay, so, she basically... How to put... Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna take care of a lot of, like, little bitty things here. No, that's not what I wanted. Where's the guy who sells the freaking... In... Mayor's Manor? Where's the guy who sells the jerky? I need my jerky. Saw them stream together. Okay, so, somewhere in 2020... the year that everything went wrong. Hunt's and girlfriend kind of met up. They met on the internet. They were having good times. That's where I went. Snail stop. We'll talk to the piano player. How's it going, Joe? Buy the jerky. So, sorry, I'm getting distracted by this stupid game. It's not stupid. Okay, I don't remember. I thought there was another one in this time frame. He and girlfriend decided that they were going to get married. He proposed. They said cool, or she said cool, and somewhere in the here they are in the 2020 era, she decided that it wasn't for him, or that he wasn't for her, and she left him, and basically, like, didn't even give him a warning that it was going to happen, just kind of left him out of the blue, and then sent him a note or something that said, hey, by the way, I'm not coming home. Because she was from overseas, and so, yeah, it just completely tore him up. It broke his heart, and after that, he stopped doing YouTube, he stopped doing streaming, he stopped all of that good stuff. Where am I in the story? I'm fucking around parts of the story. Welcome, Star Tropics. I am in the spot where I'm supposed to go to the future and go retrieve the epoch. And yet I am going through and taking my newfound ability to open up all of the chests and such and doing just that. That's not the one. Why do I keep on doing that? That's not the one I want either. That's not the one I want either. Where's the one I want? That one. Oh, man. You got Frog. Yeah, no, I got Frog. No, I am, like, seriously. We all gamed together mid to late 2019. Yeah, we all did all that stuff together. No, I got Frog, but, like, I don't know. Will it tell you the name of what I'm at? I might break the seal, if that helps you any. I just beat Specchio in his goblin form. Seems a lot of players dilly-dally this part. I'm trying to set up stuff for late game. That's all. I take it you've played this game before. We're playing it on Super Nintendo. This is my original cart for it, so... I'm having a good time. Good old jolly time. A good part, try to do side quests before the time change. Not really, but it's more of like one of those... Because I just bought jerky so I can take it to the mayor. I've got... I'm trying to go and grab all the chests so that... basically, I don't have to worry too much about them. Where's my inn? You'd think that I'd learn these things. Open up future quest, yeah. See? Open it. Oh, there's one in the castle too. Oh, but I can't get into the castle yet, I don't think. I gotta finish that up later. Damn. No, I'm just, like I said, I'm just trying to get through here. I remember, I always forget about a lot of this stuff until the end game, so we're doing it now. So, first off, I'm gonna come over here, talk to Mayor. Or Elder, sorry. Where are you? I have some jerky, I sure do. Okay, we're gonna give the jerky. So, for those who do not know anything about the game, if you don't give her the jerky or you don't do that run, then later... Where am I going? Later on in the game, you end up... Where the hell am I actually... I missed that. Later on in the game, during one of the side quests, you have to, Is there not a... Do they not exist here, the double? Or are they up... Shit. You can do the stuff... Oh shit, I can't even talk. I can't even think straight. This game's got me all wrapped around right now. No, in the future, like, you unlock the Sunstone, and as part of a quest, and then if you don't take the jerky over, then the mayor wants to sell you the Sunstone for an ungodly amount of price, and you're like, well, fuck that, I don't want to spend that money. So, that's what we're doing here. Many of the endings, it's a... Dude, well, we're not playing New Game Plus, so we're going to be playing traditional endings, unfortunately. But yeah, you're absolutely right, you can jack with everything on it. New Game Plus, you can go through and, like, do all sorts of crazy things. It's all depending on when you defeat Lavos, too. This game feels like you need a Google Wiki open to complete it. No! No! Just ask me questions. I can tell you about where you need to go. Give me a time, like the last major thing that happened in the game, and I can usually point you in the right direction. I've been playing this game since it came out. Well, not exactly when it came out, but for a really long time. Yeah, the game... Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. The game pretty much tells you everything you need to. It gives you enough clues. There was only, I think, one spot where I didn't know where to go. But the cool part is... Okay, so here's the neat part about the game. Like, even though this is here, right? You should have a fairly easy time... Well, I got other things I need to do with this. You should have a fairly easy time figuring out where to go, and there's not a lot of options. That's probably the big thing. Like, there's so many possibilities in other games on where to go. They do a very good job of keeping those things down pretty low. I was trying to beat some stupid two-part skeleton in the hole in the depth. Oh my god, no, that's understandable. Stitch, that fight sucks no matter what. That one sucks on New Game, that one sucks on New Game Plus, that one sucks, like... My New Game Plus one has, like, my characters are all level 75, right? Or 70-something or above. I have a hard time with that. Just remember, water attacks, best attacks. Okay, and there we are. But yeah, no, I agree. It's total pain in the ass. Water attacks are your best friend in that fight, though, because they harden up the sand, and the hardened sand lowers the defense, I believe. Something like that. You think you're gonna start over? No, don't start over. Don't start it over. I usually save Fiona's Villa for the last side quest, other than Black Omen, just because, yeah, it is such an ass to do. Alright, we shall never have to do that one again. Alright. 2 doors that we need to do. First one. Here. Well, not here, but... No, you shouldn't have to start over for that. Come on, let me through. 22 experience points. Bet, come on. Trying to think. If you're at that point, you said you lost your car in this game. If you're at that point, you should not have to worry about that. Race is fun the first couple times. Oh man, yeah. Ah, dang it. Oh yeah, the race is one of those things that, like, once you know how to do it, I think... Oops, wrong way. Once you know how to do it, it's kind of one of those, like, it's easy. Now, technically, if you don't want to, you can always go the route of, running through the ruins, but that's awful. Alright, can I forgot all the different places you can go to dodge the enemies. Normally I wouldn't dodge things, but like, I don't know. I have a strict no grinding policy on this game unless it's absolutely necessary. And so that means avoiding attacks where you're only going to get like 10 XP when you need like 5,000 to up your level. It's not worth it to me. I guess every little bit counts, but still. I mean, look at this. We need 3,300 to level. Shit. Whoops. But yeah, I try to avoid that that bike race. That should be the last time I have to deal with it, if I remember correctly. Which is good. There's only the 2 times. Ah, dang it. I can't help but fight every enemy at least once in JRPGs. Yeah, okay, and see, that's fine. Like, in this game, if you play the entire game through and you don't run away from any of the fights, you should be aptly leveled by the end of the game to take on the final boss. Not a problem. That's just one of the beauties of the way that the game is designed. Banger Dome? Banger Dome. Sometimes it's fun to grind. Only grind when enemies pay the big buckets of XP. My grinding in this game is usually... Well, first off, let's grab all this good stuff. My grinding in this game is usually doing the, Wait, who gets Charm? First off, I can do that. look how far behind some of these other guys are. Aww. So far. I usually only grind in this game in 2 places. One, whenever I'm trying to... Basically the hunting grounds when I'm trying to get enough materials to be able to buy the good stuff. And then the next one in Actually, I think that's about it. The hunting grounds is about it. Or if I'm lacking on certain abilities, that's the other time that I do all the grinding. Oh, man, I feel like I missed a magic tab in the other dome. Damn, I had to go back. Yeah, grinding in new games, so older games don't mind. You know what? That's not bad. I will say this. So, like, I've got Octopath Traveler, right? I'm at a spot where I really need to grind on it to be able to advance. Was there a magic tab in here? For some reason, I thought there was. Oh, wait, no, go back. I want to take that. This opens up stuff. Brain. This is not working. No, it depends on the game. In Octopath right now, where I'm at, I've got to grind, and it's work to grind in that game. You can't, like, you get to a certain spot in Chrono where you can just float your way through it, right? You just mash the A button and you can kill everything on the screen and it's not a problem. And it's like that in a lot of games, so you don't have to do any kind of specialized figure out what's going on or anything. You just bust through it. Well, unfortunately, in Octopath, the way it is, the way that the mechanics work in that game, you kind of have to be a little bit more smart about how you're doing things, and so it becomes a big challenge to try to get that stuff to, I guess, to work exactly right. Let's see if I can... Damn it. Make sure to use Mag Taser for the end. Yes! Thank you for the reminder. I give him to Marley. Marl. Why? Because there's something very satisfying about when you cast Aura and it refills like 800 HP. Something extremely satisfying about that. But thank you for the reminder. I should have a few in here too. I should have, yeah, I was gonna say I have a power tab as well. But yeah, I guess that is the difference between kind of like old games versus new games, because they do, like, newer games, Octopath is such a bad example for, or well, a good example for how grinding sucks. I'm trying to think of the other ones too. Like Final Fantasy VII, the OG Final Fantasy VII, that one wasn't too bad to grind, although it just got old after a while. Let's go around. I wish you could go through there. I think you can go. Yeah. Well, we didn't dodge this one, but we can ice water our way to victory. Ta-da! Who else is, or what other game have I played that I really hated the grind on? Final Fantasy VI, I really didn't like the grind. But that's because, I guess with Final Fantasy VI, I really just wanted to keep on going forward and get past everything. Like, I just wanted to beat the game. That's an example of an older game that the grind sucks. Straight up. Alright. Alright, where are we in the game? I say we get the Epoch And then, damn it, you... We get the epoch and then we call it into stream. That's a pretty good ending point for the night. Man, everybody's probably... Shanti's already come in and gone, so, like, she's gonna be off. Dang. Dang. Trying to figure out who else is gonna be on. We may have to raid somebody in the Chrono Trigger category. Find somebody new. New friends. New friends. But we should be... The only other thing we have left to do is we have to go get to the door inside of, what was this, Eris Gnome? And then we go to... Oh god, I don't remember. Genodome? No, that's not right. What the fuck it is called. Alright. And I am gonna run by all of these because, again, if we can dodge them and not have to fight them, that's less time. I promised Coffee that I would try to get to bed before, you know, 1 a.m. at least one night this week. Alright. Ta-da! Lumen Robe. That's a very good item. Alright. Take it. Did we grab the tab? We did. You know what? Stop it. Running through me. Okay. That should be the last thing, then we go to sewers. Actually, you know what? We could probably go and unlock Mountain of Woe. And we're in a good position to do that, I think. Also, I want to find out. Okay, hold on. Where are we at? 612 for Confused. I don't know, I may switch back to using Ayla. I do like her dual tech combos. Alright, we're still hungry. I was thinking maybe we could drop some magic tabs to Frog as well, but it just seems like a bad idea. Okay, good times. Okay. So the fun part about doing this earlier in the game is we don't have to go through any of this bullshit. Which honestly sucks. If you have to do this at this part, the Keeper's Dome, that's what it is. If you have to do the sewers in the future, like whenever you come to this, then like it really is drastically dumb. Alright. Huh? Alright. To those who opened the door, I am Balthazar, the Guru of Reason. I once lived in the Kingdom of Zeal. A great disaster in Zeal somehow threw me into this era. To my surprise, Lavos exists here, and, I suspect, in other periods as well. Eons ago, Lavos descended from the heavens. Burrowing deep into the world's core, he began to consume our planet's energy and grow stronger. Lavos disappeared briefly when he was summoned away by a mighty wizard who lived in Guardia in the year 600. In 1999, Lavos claims this area and reigns from high atop Death Peak. Lavos continues to replicate like a giant parasite. He is consuming our world. Forced to live here, I continue to conduct research on Lavos, but I am growing old, and it's impossible to keep sane in such trying times. So before I lose it completely, I shall safeguard my data in ultimate creation. How I long to return home, but I have grown frail. So you who have opened the door, I leave things in your hands. By mastering time itself, do you stand a chance against Lavos? 600 and hydrate. It's hard, man. I saw the message from the 600 and I had to look up. The odds will be against you. And you are true. There are true heroes. Open now the last door and take what you find there. My last invention, the wings of time. The pendant shimmers. So sorry. Look, you'll get your time. You'll get your time to shine. I'm telling you, wait till I start playing like a game that requires a lot of concentration. You'll get me every time. Isenburst, I know he's not here yet, but he'll show up and that's like his thing. He waits for it too. What is this thing? Wow, this is amazing. How do you tell the front from the back? The front is the part that goes forward when you have it been forward. Okay. No, give it a chance. So, my goals. Whenever we move, I won't be able to. I won't be able to stream for a little bit. So, but when I come back, I do plan on doing Triangle Strategy on Sundays, and I will probably pick one of my horror games to play on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and you'll definitely get a chance on then. You're so focused, it's just too slow. No. Scared you, didn't I? Nope. It's me, Balthazar. I copied my memory into this thing. What do you think? Anyway, there's something I need to explain. Namely, how to transcend time. Press the Y button for the time gauge and use the L and R buttons to select the era. Oh yeah, and before you go, why don't you sleep? No, name this thing. Everything is default names for now. Can you move, please? Thank you. Take off. Alright. So, we want to go to the Dark Ages, but we're going to go to the end time for now. He looks like an onion with a moss on top. Yeah, that's the news. I love the news. I love the characters in general. Eek. It great and fast. Okay, did they figure out which way's forward? Alright, disembark. Hey! Interesting, so he actually finished the Wings of Time. In fact, gave his life for it. Why not put that device to good use and take it to the ancient land of magic? See, it tells you where to go. Come see me anytime. Think of me as your guide. Alright. Boom. 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 Should also be giving power tabs to Ayla, because let's just face it, she's good. Alright. Still at Break the Seal. Alright. Full speed ahead, and now we go to Dark Ages. 12,000 BC. Before Chrono. Okay. Cave. This is our cave, right? Yeah, it is. Alright, to Mountain Woe. We shall's travels. Alright. So these guys are like, oh yeah, we live here on the surface and it's cold. Buy stuff so we can live. Demon Edge, Comet Arrow. I'm not even going to spend the money on this other stuff right now. Although Flashblade, I can't afford it. I can't afford that either. I can't afford that either. Wait, no, I can't actually afford that one. No, stopped. What haunting wind sounds in the snow? Because I... Alright, you get a Ceratopper. You have a Ceratopper. And I can't afford any good mail. So it's against my general religion to do this in games, but I am actually going to sell some items. Because, yeah. Just need to be careful not to sell the good stuff. And we can sell those. Sell that. Iron sword. We're gonna go through them all. We're gonna get rid of everything we don't need. Alright, Sage Bow, all of this stuff is going. Again, usually I don't sell. I like holding on to things because, yeah. But in this case, I am going to get rid of a few things. Just so I can buy the good stuff. Okay. Mainly I need to buy probably a new Lumen Robe and Flash Mail. Okay, we ready. We're good. We're set. We got our peoples. They're all outfitted. They got the luminous robes and the glowing helms. One of these guys has got a, okay. I was gonna say, one of these guys has a, ability for us, but, or a place where we can rest. But I'm not even worried about it. We're so OP. It's not true. Okay. Okay, power tab. Let's go ahead. I'm going to give this power tab, I think, to Ayla and beef her up a little bit. So, fun fact, on my New Game Plus, I believe I have Chrono maxed out on power. and Ayla maxed out, and I started giving power tabs. I started giving power tabs to like and I think Frog as well. Like I started giving them to like all the non-power players because I just wanted them all to have like max stats. All right. Beasties. These guys can be pretty tough too. Alright. I want Falcon Hit. Again, this is like best attack ever. Just because of how it attacks. It's so strong too, especially later on in the game when we start to really upgrade a lot of characters' stats and whatnot. Best. Not beast, best. By the way, I would love to know if there was any other game that really had dual technology, dual tech mechanics. I really don't know if there was or not. I don't think Chrono Cross did, but Chrono Cross's battle system was all jacked up anyway. Was not a big fan of it. I know it's probably blasphemy, but something about it just did not ring well with me. Excellent. Okay. Let's go ahead and use our tech to heal. And we're in good shape. I'm gonna get my others. By the way, this is one reason why I never sell this stuff, because might as well, we can fully heal up our people. Okay. Alright, I want to Falcon Hit. This is probably a bad idea. This would be an excellent battle to have Luca in. Okay. Hopefully I did this right. I always forget which one is strong against ice. Or, yeah, okay, never mind. I gotta hit the red beast with the ice. Boo. It's okay, we'll kill them all this way. At least it doesn't absorb the damage. Ow. Stop that. Okay. I should, after this round, probably focus on getting everybody healed. Especially since Chrono's over there, like, falling asleep. He's just like, yeah, alright, you lost me here. I forgot that, Ayla's Kiss actually heals some status effects. Yeah. Stop that. Okay. Okay. Should be good. Let's look at that damage. Okay. Oof. Also, like how... Do you really think that healing these guys for 150 is really gonna save you? In a game like this? Nah. Nah. I wish we could actually attack the one with the lightning, though, because that would make life a little bit easier. However, we're in a good position because we can pretty much just, like, take it easy right here. He says as Ayla is about to die. Fuck. Ah. It's fine. We saved Chrono. Chrono has life. He needs to survive. Ow. Okay. Good times. So, yeah. Oh, goodness. Yeah, this is going to be our last fight for the night. I'm already feeling, like, super tired. Alright, let's see. Falcon hit. I don't know if we can... We can attack the Mud Imp with the ice, I think. I don't know how much it'll actually do us good. Ice 2 won't do jack shit for us, though, except for waste a lot of MP. That's not bad. Mud Imp has such a high physical defense, though, it's like really difficult to do lots of good damage on him. At least not the way that we're doing it. I mean, you can already see, like, this, the Falcon hit is a really high damage, physical damage, and it's doing nothing to him. Shit, come on. Can I use lightning on the blue one? We're about to find out. Alright, let's do Cat Attack and Lightning. I really wish I had Confuse. Confuse is one of my favorites. Hey, Eastonverse, how are you doing? Good morning. We can use it. Alright. Alright. Things about to change. Hopefully for the better. Good morning, we're destroying red and blue. Actually, we killed the red. We're killing blue beasts. Blue beasties. We also hit our own... we hit our own ally with a lightning bolt. What kind of craziness is that? Shit, I was not paying attention. She is going to die. She did not die. Whoopsie. Yeah, that was, was not thinking that one through. Okay. We're actually in pretty good shape for the battle. It's just going to be slow to get caught up, because I did a few dumbs. Okay. Here we are. Here we are. Let's go ahead and heal up Chrono too while we're at it. Let's get everything looking good and nice and hot and everything. And Ice Sword this bastard. Smash. Lots of good damage. I don't know if he takes more damage now that the other guys are gone, or if that was just a really good... No, he does. Kill the beasties. Damn it. Alright, here we go. He should die here soon. If not on this round, then shortly thereafter, because I'm sorry, Cube Toss is like... Yeah, it's pretty good. It destroys many enemies. Alrighty, we have our stopping point for the day. Actually, where is... We can try to kill this guy. So this guy, the rubble doesn't actually do anything, but he's just extremely difficult to hit. You see, like if you don't get a critical hit on him, you probably miss. Bad. Good. Excellent. And he has like 700 health too. He gives a lot of good experience, and he gives the oh, Twin Charm. Oh, that's good. That's very good. He gives a lot of experience, number one, but he also gives the 100 tech points, which really, really helps in bringing us forward on our tech chart. And let's see. So we have the path to Mountain of Woe unlocked. I'm gonna spend the night here. We're gonna go down to the save point and save, and then we'll probably be done for the night. If I remember right, there's some really good items that we can steal from the enemies coming up. And it'll make up for the fact that I couldn't afford anything in the shops. Alright, the Guru on Mount Woe. Alright. I'm gonna take this off for now. And... well, I'm still gonna get to bed by 1, but I was hoping to get to bed by 12:30, and I kind of ruined that. Oopsie. Guess what? That happened. Let's see. Anybody online that I follow? That is a big freaking no. That really sucks. Peace. Taro, it's good to see you, man. You take it easy. And like I said, it's good to see you. It's good to see you in here. Let me do that. Alright. Anybody in the Chrono Trigger... Let's see. Alright. Couple people doing... a couple... okay. No. There's only like... there's somebody at like 291. I'm not gonna raid into that. And there's somebody at 5, but I don't know too much about them. Let's go see. Let's see what they're like. Let's see. Well, that was very okay. They don't have a webcam, so dang. Well, tell you what, guys. As much as I would love to stick around, I would love to give somebody a nice raid and everything. I'm not feeling like it tonight, just because. I would have loved if he had a webcam. I know it's not necessary, but just to go into it. So we're actually going to call it here for the evening. Next stream will be Tuesday night. We'll continue with Chrono Trigger. We've got Mount Woe ahead of us. We have, after Mount Woe, Ocean Palace. Then we've got To the Future. Wait, no, we've got Being Captured. We got To the Future to say, to do some stuff. Well, to the present, and then to the future, and then side questy things. Whoa, wow, we're at that point in the game. Holy shit, we're really nice and far along. I didn't realize how far along we actually were. Yeah. Ooh, side questy things are the best, because that's when we get like all the overpowered weapons, and we get the ultimate weapons and all that good stuff, and then get ready to actually beat the game. Yeah, good times. But yeah, you got timing today. You've got timing every day, Isenburris. Also, you have to. I need you to give a few lessons on how to properly use the boo button to get me. how to get me to jump. This is probably, honestly, and this is more for Castle, this is not a good game to get jump scares on me, because I love it too much. I also need to rework my jump scares, and I plan on doing that probably in my off time, so, just because. But yeah, it's good seeing everybody. I will see you guys on Wednesday morning for Isenburris. Y'all all take care. I love you guys. Thanks, everybody. And I'll see you next time. Bye.